Tuesday night, so that's, of course, our Dire Bear. Right, that is Dire Bear's Scion 2nd Edition Chronicle. Now, who'd like to give a recap for last week?
Ah!
Yeah, that's it.
That's basically it, yeah.
There should probably be some gunshots in there, too, but anyway.
Oh.
Alright, so... in an attempt to combat some bad press, you spoke with your friend, what was her name?
Violeta. She's only been dead for like less than half an episode, and you've forgotten her.
Violeta
Let's be real,
Sandquist.
Jason was never good with names.
Yeah,
true.
this is fair, but I gotta give him shit.
So Violeta Sandquist. And y'all had come up with a plan. She's gonna get some interviews done on some people you had helped. I think y'all were going to do an interview. And after that, you went to meet up with the Varangian band, or a couple of the Varangians anyway. And then leaving that meeting, you saw in the news that she had been shot at a red light. Essentially, car pulled up next to her, shot her driver, and then themselves.
Yep.
Which is pretty much where we wrapped up. I mean, y'all didn't really have time to react or process anything. I think we're still standing in the restaurant, staring at the screen. And go.
We are going. This is us going. You tell a story, man.
We're still processing.
Hilarious is just looking up at the screen.
A minute or two after what you saw, they cut to something else.
It's not that they're looking at the screen and like watching what's going on. They're just like that's where their head is right now. They're just looking straight at it. They're not even watching anymore. They're just kind of looking straight through the TV.
Like the 1,000-yard stare at the TV. Yeah, Sasha's kind of just like that kind of like blue screen of death, except as a person.
That seems like the coincidences are getting deadlier. It doesn't seem like a coincidence anymore. It seems like somebody's actively...
It's not.
It was never a coincidence, but it looked like one, and now somebody is trying their hand a little too hard.
Sasha kind of like side-eye glances over to... It was Penelope and
Kim that went meeting.
Kim, yeah.
Yeah, you'd left them back in the room. As y'all stand there watching this news for a minute and then just kind of standing there, they do step out. And, they give you kind of a puzzled look that, y'all had left a minute before them and you're still just kind of standing in the lobby. Or standing out in the... is everything all right? She glances at the TV that some of y'all are still looking at, but it's moved on to kind of generic.
It's like sports or some shit.
You remember that thing we were talking about with coincidences?
She kind of looks at the TV again. What happened?
We met with our sort of news lady earlier this morning, who pointed out that it is a bit oddly coincidental that every single other news station in the city is saying the exact same thing verbatim, with absolutely no differential between any of them.
Well, very little anyway. I'll put up an option here because y'all brought that up in the meeting.
Yeah,
He's dead.
Yeah, she just got shot at a red light. Her and her driver, and then the person who shot them shot himself.
Somebody's escalating.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel sorry for your friend, but this is clearly somebody escalating attacks. It's like, I have some contacts in the police. If it's just happened, they're not going to know anything yet, but
I do.
They know the driver's name. They said they haven't released it, right?
That's what they said.
Yes, they had not released the driver's name. Let's see, and they didn't say whether they knew who the shooter was or not. Just that they had not released the driver's name.
Well, I thought they said they hadn't released the shooter's name. Sorry.
Yeah, he said it was the shooter.
Shooter.
Yeah, my brain
bad.
was. Blah, 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 blah.
Who technically was a driver, but
Well, that's fair.
I have another vehicle.
I look at Penelope, Tulare to look at Penelope and go, can you get one or more of us into the morgue where they keep them? With your contacts?
Probably.
You know.
I can't make any promises, but one of my contacts is fairly high up.
I'll add to that as well.
I mean, ongoing investigation and all that, but if this is for Sasha to do what I think it is, where she wouldn't actually have to touch the bodies, that shouldn't be too hard to do.
Violeta wouldn't be at the. Are we just wanting to talk to the driver, or are we wanting to talk to Violeta?
Can we talk to both? Or
We
will we
can.
not have enough
All of the
time?
above, yeah.
We can talk to everyone, but she passed at the hospital.
She passed on the way, but yes.
But
What are
Penelope
the-
tells you, I'll get the wheels rolling on that and see what I can do.
Thank you.
And she kind
kinda
of
like-
motions, kind of gives a head jerk to Kim, and they both step out the door.
Kind of get closer to Sasha and be like, what are the limitations of your talking to a ghost?
As far as if it's a corpse, I can cause it to speak. If it's a person's ghost or shade or whatever it is in their culture, I have to be at their gravesite.
Oh,
They.
should we?
I can't. No, 1 second. I'm like reading this, I'm like double checking something. Okay, yeah. The area around their death is foggy, so they might not remember a few minutes.
Well,
Like before their death.
Theoretically, a driver or the gunman would know.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
put them up to it.
unless there's some hinky stuff, like there was with Jack's ghost, where it was just gone.
Excuse me. There's a difference, right? Where that's what.
I
You know,
We'll see how this pans.
mm,
Looks over, Connor. Do you want to get your contacts too, or do we want to depend on Penelope's?
I'm not depending on anyone anymore for this. If I find out who did it, I will tear them out by the roots.
I think we're all in that line right now.
mhm.
It's time to pull out a bit of the Titan in me. And then he'll just walk out and pull out his phone. And first he's gonna call his grandfather.
Go into hiding!
Well, that or his granddad answers the phone. Anyway,
You don't want to see the results of that if that happens.
well, I had planned to destroy the city, but Connor's doing it for me. Oh well.
He
No,
absolutely probably would. all
Episode
things
35. Olympus is destroyed. We're starting the next game soon, guys. Have a good day.
God.
So somebody at the dojo picks up.
Where's my grandfather?
He's teaching a class. Is
Get
it?
him on
Is
the
it
phone now.
Sure. And, a minute or so. What's wrong, boy?
Did you hear on the news about Miss Sandquist getting murdered?
No, I've been teaching class.
It just happened about 10, 15 minutes ago.
Hmm.
Whatever it is that is working against us has escalated up to outright murder now.
Can't say that's too surprising considering the sorts of things you deal with.
Yeah. So keep a wary eye out. I'm already just about in the mood to start pulling out a bit of the Titan in my heritage.
Be careful with that. I'm not saying whoever murdered this lady doesn't deserve what's coming.
Whoever murdered her is going to die.
Be careful. That could be what they're aiming for.
Well, if it is what they're aiming for, they won't like the results.
Be angry. You're justified to be angry. Don't be dumb. They could be doing this to try to throw you, to throw your entire group off.
Right. Either way, I've got work I need to do. I just wanted to make sure you were aware.
I'll be sure to keep an extra eye out. You take care of yourself.
I'll do the best I can.
And listen to your little priest. I think she's got a good head on her shoulders.
She does not. She really does not.
Well, compared to Connor.
Well, she does better than me. Is that saying something, I suppose?
Okay, well, with
Pulls
that
up an
warning,
LB.
taken, and with him having given his, he'll hang up and get back to his class.
And then he will call Lieutenant Clint Blakely.
Yep. You had his personal. Was it his personal number you had, or were you just calling him at work usually?
Yes.
Both.
In this case, it'd be work, and if that doesn't pick up, then he'll call his cell.
Somebody at the police station picks up. I mean,
Yeah.
you get like
Is
a secretary
Clint there?
You mean Lieutenant Blakely?
Yes.
No, he's out on sick leave.
Where?
I guess at his house.
I need the address.
Not really allowed to give that out over the.
The last person that was connected to us just got murdered 15 minutes ago. What's his address?
All right, someone got murdered. Who is this?
This is Connor. Hughes.
Oh. Does he have your number?
Yes, he does have my
I'll
number.
call him and have him call you.
Good.
And she hangs up. A few minutes. Just a minute or so later, you have. Your phone rings.
He answers it.
Connor, this is Blakely.
Hello. You seen the news?
Oh yeah, about Miss Sandquist. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty messed up.
Yeah, it is. Look, another member of my band can talk to ghosts. I'm gonna need her to in to see the dead.
Well, I'm not on duty, but I'll call and talk to whoever's in the over the morgue right now.
Right.
Because she doesn't have to fiddle with the bodies to do her thing, does she?
Let's just touch them, as far as I know.
Okay, we can probably do that.
And you need to make sure you keep a wary eye out.
You think they're just targeting? You think somebody's going to be targeting people around you?
Well, they targeted Violeta Sandquist.
That's fair.
Every single news station other than her has been reporting the exact same thing with very little to no differential, which is, as you know, for the vultures that are the media, exceedingly rare.
Yeah, I had noticed y'all been getting some bad press lately.
Yeah, because someone keeps intentionally luring us away from the city. Usually with some other job outs to deal with some other catastrophe somewhere else in the world.
Yeah, I'll make sure to keep an eye out. Let me call my chief, and I'll see about getting you in to, or getting your friend in to view the body.
Right. If possible, both drivers as well, gunman and Violeta's. But I believe Penelope should be getting in contact with some contacts in your department as well.
Okay.
At this point, I just don't want there to be any chance of anybody to stonewall us.
I can understand that.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, it's like, well, take care of yourself.
Oh yeah, I just got a bum leg, a little accident, playing some basketball.
All right.
Just a bad coincidence. That's all.
We've had a lot of those lately.
All right. Well, he tells you bye, and if he gets permission for you, he'll text you.
Okay. And then Connor's going to speed off to the tree.
The rest of us still just there, like, okay.
Monkey is on the move. What the fuck are we going to do?
All right. What are some of the rest of you doing? Connor's been busy on his phone. What are the rest of you?
Looks over at Hilarious. You're our next kind of media person. Do you have any ideas?
All of our ideas have fallen flat on their face.
Sometimes onto bullets, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I left outside of my house, outside of my apartment. I left a little video package going of like some of the things we've done to, remind people. I haven't been back home, so I don't know how it looks, but
I was going to say, do you know if it's been defaced yet?
it's possible, I guess. Maybe we should go to Violeta's funeral.
Well, yes, but I mean, she just died. That's going to be a few days at the very minimal.
Sure.
But most definitely.
I think we should, if we have another person or people willing, still go ahead with our original plan of going to the news place and telling people, even though we don't necessarily know that we know.
Just something to try and smoke them out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, next time one of them tries to stop and talk to us, smoke them out that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like half hug, pat, shoulder of Hilarious. Like, I would say it's darkest before the dawn, but this has been a very long night.
All right. And Duba, how is Robert taking all this?
Robert's just kind of standing there and is thinking, like, well, that's just a damn shame. Like he doesn't really seem phased because he's starting. It's slowly sinking in, like we're going to be losing people just for the simple fact of, oh hey, we're apparently pissing somebody off. There's bound to be repercussions. Well, this isn't going to go well. So he hates that it happened, but he's kind of hiding the fact of if it's affecting him, he's not going to just like flat out let it be seen.
That's fair.
As
Alright.
for anything else, he's not quite sure what really to do, other than to just check up on everybody probably a little bit later.
All right. So you all exited the restaurant at this point, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming this is all done out front, not still standing around in the
Right.
dining area.
Yeah.
Delirious, you get a text from Samuel a little bit later, just where he'd seen the news and wanted to make sure you knew.
Yeah, it sucks. We were just about to, be interviewed.
Let's see. Jaden's in the room. It's all right. So you've got your contacts working on some stuff. Do y'all split her back up to your own abodes, or are y'all going somewhere together?
What do we want to do?
Definitely just every couple hours, everyone just sound off, like a roll call.
Yeah, that's fine. I guess I'll
Deja
just head to
vu.
my little workshop in case y'all need me.
Yeah, I'll be at my apartment.
I'm gonna go try and get some voodoo back.
Good luck with that.
See how that goes.
All right. So what is Sasha doing to try to get her voodoo back?
She has set up like an altar in her apartment, so she is going back to her apartment.
There's still folks outside your apartment.
Even though she did tell Hilarious that next time they see media, she's going in obscured for now. She's not gonna. Yeah.
She told Hilarious that so they would talk to the media next chance they got.
Oh.
Not so she'd have to.
Oh no, she eventually she's gonna unload if she'll unload on the media if given the opportunity. But right now she's like, I am not in a good headspace to say the good words.
Fair.
But so in there, she's probably already pulled out like the cutting she took from Wukong's domain, and like started growing some of those. She will take one of those, another hawk of hair. F it, she's just cutting her hair up to here. Any little things that kind of like tie her to her childhood or anything like that, and just set it ablaze. Just kind of sitting there like, all right, it can't get any worse. If this doesn't work, I'm just gonna shave my head and become a monk. I'll just move back to Egypt, move in with Safa, change my name.
Somewhere in this little ritual you're doing, you look up and the offering bowl is empty. Or whatever it was you were burning the stuff in.
Yeah. I'm hoping that means good. Okay.
Maybe next time you go to her place, she'll have a peach tree. Who knows?
That would be weird. But hilarious. And then, given nothing else to do, she'll text her grandparents to make sure everything is okay there.
Oh yeah, everything's fine.
Okay. She's not gonna bring up the Violeta bit. She knows they probably saw it on the news already, so.
I'm trying to think of how many of your meetings with Violeta actually happened. I know some of them happened before they were put to sleep, but I'm not sure if they'd even realize how important she was.
Well, she had said when she met them before the meeting that she was going to talk to the media contact they had.
Oh,
She was going to talk to Violeta, so.
yeah, well, they might or might not make the connection then.
Yeah. In the back of her head, she's wondering, okay, did my grandparents come back as like sleeper agents?
Dun, dun, dun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If she ever gets to ask the Kadama a question or ask a set of questions, you can be like, look, are my grandparents like mind controlled or anything?
No, of course not. They're only emotionally controlled.
Oh no.
Don't.
The Kadama's secretly been the villain the entire time.
Oh. Shake,
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
shake him like a maraca. Ba-da-da-da-da. I'm hating it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what she does, and she'll check in at the same time she had to check in with everyone else.
All right, Hilarious.
Hmm?
What is Hilarious' plan?
They're going up into their apartment. Has their screen gotten defaced?
Well, it's a few
slideshow.
stories up, so it'd be kind of,
Chuck a rock at it or something.
Water balloons and paint.
I've been that little shit before. That's why I'm asking.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Though I've been very tempted to have somebody, have hacked your computer, be showing pornography or something. Be great press. But no, you show up and the screen's still up there.
Mm-hmm.
There's still people protesting.
Yeah, they're still out there.
Mm-hmm. Hilarious will, because there's like steps that I picture there being like steps leading up to the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Not to my apartment, but like getting into the main building itself. So
A few.
they can just so they can have at least a head on everybody else who's like protesting.
Oh yeah, sure.
They'll turn and look at everybody and go, people.
Everybody kind of looks at you. People, some of them are trying to shout over whatever you're about to say.
Sure.
And there's some press out there, and a couple police officers, which may explain why nobody chunked rocks joined.
That's fair. I just want all of you to know, I understand why you're angry, but I am not your enemy. I will say, to the real enemy of Olympus, I know you're out there. I know where you are. And it's only a matter of time. We will get you.
You got some people shouting that, maybe you're the enemy of Olympus. You got some that look confused by your statement. The news media is certainly filming it all.
Sure.
One reporter from one of the little stations is clearly in front of the camera talking about what you just said.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for your time. And they'll about face and go into their apartment building.
Person behind the desk, kind of nods at you.
And they'll go up into their room and just probably openly cry in their room.
Do you shut the door, or do you just kind of open your bedroom door, walk in, and flop on the bed?
Shut the door and just flop on, and sounds of sobbing echoing from my one spot.
You hear like hesitant little clap, 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 clap up next to your door. Then there's like a moment of hesitation, and then a quiet little clop, 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 clops away.
I'm fine. Just
I'm back.
been a
What
long
did I
day.
miss?
Clarice is currently fine.
Everybody's in their filios.
Why? What did I
We're-
miss?
Let's see. Were you here when Connor called his grandfather?
That?
Well, yeah, that was back early. That was when he was calling everybody. Sasha went home, avoided the press, gave an offering to her mother that appears to have been accepted. Galerius went home, gave a little speech to the people protesting and the news crews outside his place. And then went inside and was having a good cry.
Okay.
They're just letting out their filials.
But when you tell Sam, when you shout that for Samuel, he's like, "We'll talk about it later if you need to."
Sure.
And then you hear more clap, 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 claps out into the den, and the TV gets turned on.
Oh, thank God I could go away now, guilt free.
Samuel, like, I'm good at punching. I'm not good with feels.
And he doesn't blare the volume. He turns the volume up enough that
Mm-hmm.
it's clearly his attempt at giving you privacy.
Drown out that damn kid sobbing.
So everybody else would break it up and go into their places. What would Jaden be doing?
Probably heading home.
Let's see, and you had some protesters outside your place when you left.
Yeah, so she would have came in the way she left through the window.
Doggy over
We
her
just
shoulder.
fixed it.
I'm assuming she's using a window she can open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just.
Otherwise, yeah, her deposit is gone.
Yeah, no, she has windows. That's how she left the first time. After the press was at the house, she just like, all right, Spruce, come on, buddy, out the window.
Let's be real. All of our deposits are gone.
Well, see, I don't know. The fishman didn't get inside your apartment. So
No.
you really couldn't blame that on you. That was out in the hallway.
I think Smoochum's got one of them and shook their body around the apartment.
No, I was out in the hall.
Okay, it was in the hall. Never mind.
Yeah, because Connor yeeted him out into the hall when that happened.
When he saw Smoochums grab the bottle, he's like, "Out!"
Connor, one of your clones gets to the tree. You said you were sending one to the park.
Yes.
Everything at the park seems to be fine.
Okay. He is going to just climb the tree and sit on the branches.
You see the Kadama sitting over another few branches. He kind of looks at you. Bad day, huh?
Yeah, something like that. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you know who it was here in Olympus that ordered the death of Violeta?
Now, what he usually knows is things that supernaturally related in it. What exactly is the wording on that power? Or background?
Insight or historical fact about the current situation that you didn't already know, even if you have no way of gleaning it yourself.
Okay. No, then he wouldn't know who would. He wouldn't know who had immediately who had just given an order like that. Insight. There's an oracle in the area that's probably opposed to you. That would kind of be his guess. Well, yeah, you discussed with him about the oracle of
Gaia, Cassandra, who was in Kentucky at some point. He's like,
yeah, you'd had a few sightings of her moving across country.
Is she here in
Or
the
not
city
sightings,
now?
but rumors. There has been some talk that she may be nearby. Perhaps not in the city proper.
But, like, across the lake.
Quite possibly.
How annoyed would you be if I went and pulled a Wukong in the near future?
How much of a Wukong?
Well, and there's a lot of stories where my father can be attributed as either one of the Shin or one of our Titans, depending on his mood.
Yes, the Westerners' defining line of Titan and God is quite fuzzy back home.
Mm-hmm. Depending on how well this pans out, I may or may not be pulling the he declared war on the heavens move. Not literally in my case, but got pissed off enough that he went to war, effectively.
Against those that had offended him and everyone else.
Basically. In this case, her being the one that offended me and anybody connected to her.
That does not seem that it would affect me too much. As long as it does not harm me or my park.
It shouldn't, but given that surrounded by nature, she's an oracle of Gaia.
Gaia making... It's unlikely that Gaia would make a direct assault on me. I am minor, but still, the gods of Japan would take a ill view of such an assault.
That's good to know. I will endeavor to keep damage from coming to the park. There's no telling how widespread this is, though.
You are truthfully already in the midst of a war in many ways.
Oh, I know.
But it's a sort of shadowy... No one's operating out in the open.
One last question. Just a niggling thought of mine that I wanna get worked out. Has the other band been working against us too?
They've been getting good press while you've been getting bad. Whether that's
Well,
them working against you or being used as a tool.
Yeah, what I'm asking is, are they making a conscious effort to work against us?
What would his... Give me a roll on that one. What would his insight be if they're...
Doesn't matter. I didn't get any successes.
And then he pretty much sticks with that answer. They're getting good press, you're getting bad. That could be them acting against you, or someone could be driving a wedge between you intentionally. In hopes of using the two of you against each other.
All right. So you said that she is nearby, probably on the side of the lake?
If rumors are to be believed.
Okay.
And Guy has certainly been active on that side.
Good to know. Thank you.
Of course.
And the clone will just lean back in the tree and just stay there for a while.
Alright, Robert, you were going to your shop. Now, did you
Yes,
mean the
sir.
shop at your house, or did you mean the guild hall that you're constructing?
The
Or did
guild
you-
hall he's working on.
Okay. Because you had not opened it to the public yet, had you?
No, he doesn't feel like it's ready to be open to the public yet. He's still thinking about a way to kind of get out to the public of going to be looking for craftsmen to, kind of help improve Olympus, quote unquote. Or at least, teach people teach people crafting, if nothing else. So it'd be a facility of learning in a way.
Mm-hmm. It's a fancy arts and crafts store.
Yeah.
So you pull up. As you walk into the front door, you see that it's a little ajar.
I could have sworn that was locked when I left. But, cautiously he'll proceed in, just kind of slowly opening, checking, make sure. Can't be too cautious these days. Especially with all the fun happening around here in Olympus.
You step in. Someone's, up close. You can tell, somebody, there's damage to the door frame. Somebody has forced the door open.
Oh, this is lovely. Just kind of cautiously draws the pistol, keeps it down low, just slowly walks through.
You look in kind of the open area. Nothing in the front room here looks. Nothing's destroyed. Not like when you came home that one time and somebody had trashed your place. That doesn't seem to be what's happened here.
I'll pause, just kind of glance around. Oh, so far so good. Just kind of keep investigating.
You do hear a little noise in the back, like people moving around.
He'll creep up as quiet as he can to the door and see if he can see in wherever the noise is coming from. Need me to roll anything for you, or?
Not. Well, let's see.
If you want me to wait, we can.
Well, I was just thinking something stealth oriented might not be. Let's see. Stealth falls under subterfuge, I believe. And let's see. This could be dexterity or cunning. which for you, I guess, is the same dice-wise. So.
Yeah, it'd be the same dice-wise. So, whichever one you prefer.
Yeah, we'll just go with dexterity and subterfuge. Just you're creeping up on this door, a little further back.
I got every dice I could possibly get. Because I don't have anything in subterfuge, which at least tells me I need to do that next time we level.
Luckily,
It's not what you're built to do.
you are the one who has built. You built this place, or at the very least, rebuilt this place. So you ain't got to worry about squeaky floorboards and stuff, unless you designed it to have squeaky floorboards.
No, because I get too
Japanese
far
castle builders used to do that.
Oh
There'd
yeah,
be
no, they
certain
did that
areas,
purposely.
Yeah, certain areas would squeak intentionally because people who lived in the castle would know where to avoid. Which means if you heard the board squeaking, you had an intruder.
Yep,
it was very clever.
Poor craftsmanship, no careful planning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you creep up to the door, you peep in, and you see stuff moving around. Let's see if these things had a specific name.
It's always reassuring when the story guide says these things.
Oh yes.
Well, I'm not looking for proper names. It's like
These beasts had a name. Oh yes, minotaurs.
Man, there's so many little dots and squiggles above these letters.
Go Google Translate.
So yeah, you peek in and you see there's two people in there. You're having a hard time getting a good view of them though. It's like you can see the stuff they're carrying perfectly well, but they're kind of fading in and out of your sight. But you do catch that they both got pointy ears, dark complexions.
Oh no, it's the drum.
I was about to say fucking drow. Perpetuating stereotypes of drows.
Yep.
They'll just go ahead and creep into the room again. He's got pistol ready, but he's keeping it down. And he's going to say in a very soft tone, I have no idea why you are here. If you care to explain, I'll happily listen.
They're both, I mentioned pointed ears. They're both probably in kind of the 5 foot tall range.
Mm-hmm.
One of them drops whatever, it clatters to the floor, whatever he was holding. And sort of half dives under a table where you completely lose sight of him. The other one, he makes a gesture like you think he may be drawing knives, but then he goes very, very still, and you can still kind of tell where he's at, but he's hard to see.
Again, I mean neither one no harm. As long as you mean no harm to me, just explain why you're here, and we can continue our evening.
They're choosing violence.
As you say that, there's a slight flash as you see a knife go flying at you from the one that you can't quite keep your eyes on.
He lets out a very loud verbal sigh. Right. Looks like we get to do this the fun way tonight, don't we?
Alright, he got, let's see. So a total of 4 successes. Would you like to make a defense roll?
Sure. What attributes are we using? Going to guess just dexterity or stamina?
It's supposed to be your resilience. I've always thought dexterity should count as one for combat, but it's supposed to be one of your resiliency stats, which is the bottom row there. Your resolve, stamina, or composure.
We'll try stamina. It's my best bet, and no skill tacked on.
No, it's just a straight stat
Correct.
roll to give yourself a. But each success is a bonus to your defense. So.
Okay, and here we go. Okay. Also, should still be wearing the coats that he made and distributed, so that should be what, a +1 as well.
Does that help with defense, or was that an extra?
I'm not quite sure.
no,
I don't think I was given
if
any
it was
information.
if it was heavy armor,
Mhm.
it gives you an additional injury block. On the character sheet, when you add new injury, there's this section that's specifically called H armor that you tick off first. If it's soft armor, then that increases the DC needed to do the inflict damage stunt. But no, the defense roll itself is just the resilience stat and any modifiers you might have to it,
Now,
with the additional base 1 that we have.
yeah, so you've got 1, 2, and I'm going to give you an enhancement because you had creeped up to the door. So I'm actually going to give you an enhancement for still basically having the door there. You kind of pull back and up behind. So that comes out of you, so you hear a thump as the knife blade hits that door.
It'll just kind of look like, whew. I was saying the one he can see, he'll probably go ahead and just draw and fire at him.
All right.
Be dexterity and firearms. That's what, about a 3? Because I'm using as intended and specialty plus the 1 success, so it's at least a +3. Yeah.
Yes, that is a 3.
Okay.
And you're shooting at the one that you can at least halfway see. So that enhancement doesn't factor in. Alright, so you need a 2 to hit him.
Mhm.
Where'd my pencil go? Alright, so you hit him. And how much harm? Like I'm playing Monster of the Week. Alright, so you do damage, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
And then you've got 1 left over if you want to do something else with it.
Combat stunts. Where is the range? Oh. I guess we'll do a pin. Give him a
Okay, so you fire a couple of shots off where he's going to have to take cover or something before he does anything else.
Mhm.
And then you hear, like, he kind of ducked under a table. You hear a chair move out of the way as another one comes running up at you. You hear this one more than you see it, though.
He just kind of draws back, like, motherfucker.
Alright, so that's 2. Alright. So he's coming from out of sight. So that gives him a total of 3.
Okay, guess I'll roll another stamina for defense purposes. That gives me a +2.
Okay.
Makes sense. You're in your own house.
Do it now.
I'm saying it makes sense. He's in his own house, so flipping and dipping.
But this guy's doing melee attack, so you don't really have the opportunity to half shut the door because he's coming at you from a different angle than the other guy. So he comes out with a total of 1 success after your 2. Oops. So he does damage to you, but it'll be the health level that your coat takes. So.
Okay, good. So practically no damage right now.
When he strikes you, though, you can kind of get a view of him.
Mm-hmm. Besides probably the little bit of pointed ears. What little features does this guy have?
Facially, it's kind of the typical what you think of as elfin features. Very light, but not Lord of the Rings style elves. Like I said, they're like 5 foot tall, very slightly built. And I say dark complected, but human style complexions just darker complected than you like.
Swarthy.
Yeah, think Mediterranean, not Norse, like where these guys are clearly from. As you as your character would probably recognize them as the Dokor Alfar.
Oh,
I mean, it is basically dark elves, like somebody was saying earlier. But...
yeah.
Well, my go again, or is it gonna be the fella that I was pinning?
Yeah, the fella you're pinning comes running up. Well, yeah, we can just keep doing it in this order. Because either any order we go in is going to be you. It's going to be you and the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, only 8. All right, so that's another one. He got 3 again. Have they gotten 3 every time?
Well, that's what I was saying. The last round. If he got 3, then like the 3 would have canceled out the other 3. Because he had 2 plus 1 from his base defense.
You're right. Maybe one of them had 4 one time.
Oh.
I mean, I rolled a 2 again.
You're also just trading 3s.
Basically.
So yeah, you kind of.
They're just over there like this.
I'm picturing you kind of dancing back and kind of swinging your gun. Oh no, I hit that back because he was pinned. Which means he had to spend extra successes to not get shot. I believe is how that works.
Looking back at the range attacks. Yeah, they if they choose not to buy off this complication, they will receive 1 automatic injury condition relevant to their.
Then yeah, he doesn't even come close to you because he is definitely not taking damage intentionally.
Okay.
So yeah, he ducks. He's still kind of moving towards you, but he's doing it by ducking and diving. All right, you can go.
Alrighty. Let's see. And you know what? No, he'll see if he can get a shot point blank. Well, that's a 4.
All right, that gives you 2 successes.
No, critical hits 4 successes.
Are you shooting the same one or the one that's currently trying to stab you?
Currently trying to stab him.
All right. So he'll take damage. So both of them have taken some damage. Anything you want to do with that last success? Oh, no, actually, I'm sorry. That damage doesn't cost you. So you've still got the 2 successes to pull a maneuver with. Or a stunt, whatever they call it.
I want to try something different since we haven't tried this. Disarming.
Okay.
The success is equal to the opponent's combat skill. You fire a projectile with a weapon in hand, force and drop it. You may spend an additional success to knock the item into a short range increment.
All right. His combat skill is a 5, basically.
Oof.
Yeah, disarming people at range is a bit harder than up close.
Okay, well, I say, okay, so Hmm. Oh, well, crap. Do I need to roll again for something, or is that if it's just a 5 versus my 2?
Yeah, you got to have successes equal to the opponent's combat skill. Not equal to their successes with a roll, but to what the skill is. So yeah, two is just not enough to do it on this guy.
Knockdown, maybe?
Okay.
Well, that's to the opponent's stamina.
His stamina is probably. Oh, let's see. His stamina would only be a 2 or a 3, probably. I mean, the way bad guys are statted up, you don't have their full stats, but he's got average person stamina, so we'll say that's a 2.
Okay. Then yeah, he'll try to at least knock him down. Knock him prone, if nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did damage to him, and yeah, he was running forward at you, so you hit him on the shoulder or something, it knocked him off balance, he winds up falling to the floor. And then prone. And then it's his go. And getting up. Oh, yes, getting up counts as a like multiple action thing. Alright, he's gonna try to stand up and stab you.
Woo!
Sweet goodness.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's the best roll of the game so far.
Oh boy.
You got 3 10s to reroll. Oh, excuse me, 2 10s to reroll. Alright, so we got 5 successes. But standing up takes at least a success from him. Because that makes the attack basically like his multiple action or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got a 1, so that what gives me a total of 4 at this point?
No, your defense is a 1. They don't stack. These multiple rolls you're making don't stack. So it's you've got the 1 defense. You rolled a 1 success, so that gives you 2. So that knocks 2 of them off. So that leaves him with 2 successes.
Okay. I'm guessing he's going to do damage.
Yes, he's absolutely going to do damage.
Okay.
And then he's using a melee attack. But he's got to have 2 successes to. Oh wait, he's got 2. That's right. His doing damage doesn't cost him. So he's going to use, since he's in close combat, he's going to use the close combat disarm, which only requires 2 successes. So he knocks your gun out of your hand. It drops to the ground next to you. And it gives a high-pitched little laugh.
Well, if nothing else, Robert. About to say, Robert's cursing just for the simple fact of which the main reason he's been trying to go back to his workshop is to fix the problem of only having one particular weapon. But he'll basically kind of grumble and curse under his breath.
And back in the workshop, there's some blacksmithing hammers and stuff like that if you wanted to fall back and grab a melee weapon.
Oh no, he would definitely be falling back to grab some type of melee weapon at this point.
Or you could you can basically do like a multiple action to reach down and grab your gun, which would just take 1 success off whatever you rolled using it then. Then it's back to that first guy. Oh, he only got 1 success.
Woo! Well, let's see. Yeah, I'll claim he'll reach over, grab the closest hammer or whatever object he can grab a hold of.
Okay.
I guess I'll turn into a might close combat. I mean, might and dexterity are the same, so.
Yeah, that'd be fine then.
Alright, and yeet. I highly doubt. Most I would get is 2, since I'm actually doing close combat correctly, but I don't have a
Now wait a
specialty.
second.
Hmm.
Well, I'm looking at the roll. You rolled a 7 and an 8, but it's only it. Oh, that's right. It's 8s. I'm sorry.
8 and up.
I was falling back to vampire rules. I was there going, it looks like 2 successes. Why is it only killing me 1? Okay. Alright, their defense is a 2, so, you know, you kind of swat over, you know, to the side table without really taking your eyes off of them. Because even kind of keeping focused on them, they're being hard to see. But as long as you don't actually take your eyes off them, they don't get their bonus when they attack you for attacking from stealth. Their ability. So yeah, you swat over to one of the shelves, you grab a hammer, you take kind of a, you know, half-hearted swing.
Yeah, no, he's doing a lot of cursing at this point. Essentially being stabbed by 2 tiny people.
Next one gets 3 successes.
Okay, let's do boop, boop.
And as he stabs you, you go, we're not as tall as humans, but we're not tiny. That's insulting, like we're fairies or something. And he's got a kind of Swedish, Norwegian, you know, a very way up north kind of accent, European accent.
You said way up north from like Minnesota?
I mean,
Oh
we
yeah,
dark
we're not
elves.
far people, yeah.
Not fond of other people, yeah.
We're gonna stab you now, you betcha.
Oops, I'm gonna get you now, there, don't you know?
Well, way up north would probably be Canadian on this continent, but anyway.
Don't you
So
be making
lots
fun
of
of me.
sorries. So lots of sorries. Okay.
Oop, I'm
They're
gonna scooch on-
apologizing.
I'm gonna scooch on by you.
Alright, so I guess I take another injury condition.
Alright.
Well, I mean, yeah, roll 1, base defenses 1. I figured the jacket would count, but
The
Like I
jacket
said-
essentially gives you that extra health level.
So now if they just hit you for a second time, now you have a bruise.
okay, so I only have 1 bruise currently.
You only
Okay.
have a bruise, yes.
Yeah. But your jacket is taking damage, so you know it's out for this fight.
Understood.
Uh,
I'm not used to the armor, so I'm
yeah,
my brain's not
it's
registering.
new, or relatively new. Okay, and that was, I think it's your go now.
Okay.
Pull out the gun.
I don't know. He's got a good close combat if he wanted to pop him with the.
Not with that roll, he don't.
Well, nothing's going to hit with that roll. So anyway, Robert, it's your go.
Yes, sir. Just setting up the things. Okay. 2 successes.
All right, that
Goes
doesn't give
up
you any
to
extra to
3.
play with, but it does. You can do damage with it.
And he's just
Aw.
gonna. You can put it on whichever one. He's just swinging just to hit one of them if he can.
All right, we'll put it on the one that's been stabbing you the most. Basically, the one that ran up and meleeed you, from jump.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of screams. Okay. And then it's his go. And he falls back and ducks under one of the tables again.
Okay.
So you lose sight of him. Then that first guy goes.
Oh,
And he got 2 successes.
I have a total of 4.
All right.
All right.
So he's kind of poking, and it's making contact since you're rolling stamina, but it's not really doing anything. You're rolling with it. It's not a pleasant experience, but it's not life-threatening.
No, to him, this entire evening is not being a pleasant experience whatsoever. But he's going to try and swing. Oh!
Oh, that poor little fella.
Plunk.
All right, so knock 2 off of that. You've got
Oh,
5
now you
successes to
betcha.
play with.
Hey, you can crit.
I was fixed to say, this is the first time I think Robert's had a chance to do a critical, so he gonna smack the shit out of him.
Plunk.
All right, so you're doing damage, and then you're critting, so you do an extra damage.
Actually, he has 7 successes to play with.
The gun
Yep,
has a
defense
general.
2.
Well, he's got 2 defense.
Well,
Defense.
yes, but then ranged weapon and...
No.
He's not using his
No,
gun.
he's
He's
not
using
gun.
a
I'm
hammer.
not
Oh, he's
using
not.
the gun.
Never mind.
He's just using like a
Army.
blacksmith hammer because the gun got knocked out of his hand.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
he's
Oh.
literally just using a blacksmith
Right.
hammer. The only I might get a +1 because I'm doing close combat correctly,
with
but
a
that's
melee
about it.
weapon, yeah.
Well, you could argue that that a blacksmith hammer is not intended to be a weapon,
That's
but like
true.
anything heavy.
In the right hands.
Anything
about to
is
say
a
10.
weapon.
Did you see
anything
the
can be
armor
used.
smith?
But irregardless, just doing 2 more wounds to him, you just bring it down 2-handed, just right into his forehead.
You.
Squirts like a grapefruit.
Ugh.
Ooh.
But no, his eyes kind of roll around in different directions. His neck kind of squishes in slightly. And there's a slight hesitation where the hammer is slightly embedded in his head and it kind of slides off and the body drops to the ground. From under the table, you're, Scion!
If you don't want to end up like your friend, I suggest you stop and explain yourself.
Alright, so that is 2 successes. But he's doing a multiple action, so it's 1 success to hit you.
Mhm.
So you can make your defensive roll, and if you get any successes, then it missed. So yeah, it flings the knife at you.
They're definitely a person, not an it.
Yeah, well, fair enough. They threw a knife at you. Kind of half-heartedly, though. It was kind of like, they stood up from behind the table, rah! And then turn around and run and dive through one of the back windows of the place.
Well, since he dodged the knife, he's gonna. You want me to roll to see about picking up my pistol and just kind of doing a quick pursuit to see if he can quickly see him out the back window?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a cunning.
Okay.
We'll say a cunning subterfuge. Which, well, you don't have any of that, but
I mean, again, just we'll see.
that's the skill that's probably best for spotting people trying to hide.
Mm-hmm. Eh. One. Probably don't see the little bugger as he runs by.
No. You run and you stick your head out the window, but you can hear the sounds of him running. Probably to say to the left, but you don't actually spot him. It sounds like he's moving at a pretty good clip. Not Connor or Jaden fast, but
He's running faster than a normal person.
yeah, probably faster than human.
He's gonna take a second, catch his breath, and sit down, and then he's gonna grab his phone and dial Connor.
All right, Connor, your phone rings.
What broke?
Well, luckily not me yet. Oh,
Yet.
I had 2 intruders. I got one. The other little bastard got away. He ran off to the left of my shop that I just recently built. I don't know where else he's running to. They were in here rummaging. It looked like they were messing with some of my stuff. I tried talking peacefully, but that didn't seem to work. Because one instantly flung a knife while the other one dove. And then it just went to a bunch of fun.
Right. Well, Jaden would be better for tracking than me.
Probably. But sadly, he was just the first person I thought to call.
That's fine. I'll be out there in a bit.
Appreciate you. And he'll just hang up.
He's off.
Does he notice anything? Does he notice anything about the one that he essentially caved in his head in?
Well, it's a lot easier to see
Come
now.
on.
Oh, I imagine he's very easier to see at this point.
That felt better.
But anything more defining of him other than, semi-dark complexion, pointy ears?
He's wearing like leather armor.
Okay. Came in decently equipped to deal with crap.
I mean, it's like soft leather. It would offer some protection, but not a whole lot to a bullet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also designed to move with him and be kind of quiet. It's pretty good workmanship. You're not a master of like leather craft, but it looks like it's pretty good workmanship. Does look very traditional as opposed to like say Samuel's a mythological being, but he runs around dressed like normal people, using normal everyday stuff. This stuff looks more like what you would classically think of these people as using. The daggers are very interesting metalworking.
He'll probably pick one up, kind of twirl it in his fingers, look at it. Not bad.
Very well balanced for throwing.
He'll sit on the table. He'll find a random chair, sit down. Okay, let me see. He'll send a message to Sasha. Be like, I might need you to talk to a corpse when you're available.
I mean, texting back. Well, I mean, if you want to come along when we talk to the other corpses, or is this I'm just gonna call you. 2 seconds later after that text. What?
He quickly answers, yeah, I just called Connor, and I was just thinking about this, but, I had some guests in my workshop. I got one. The other got away. Understand? I did try to resolve peacefully, but I guess I spooked them a bit too much. So, unfortunately, brute force had to be taken.
Are you injured?
He glances down at like a random part of himself. One
isn't
slight
about me.
stab wound, but not terrible.
Yeah, it's just a slight stab wound, you know. It's
Barely stabbed. I'm just barely stabbed.
most of my blood is internal.
Some of it
Hey,
isn't, but regular Tuesday night.
Yeah,
You know, let's not call the healer /
she's
tracker.
getting there. She's getting there.
No, he's getting there. He's covering his bases. Like, okay, team leader contacted and notified. Person that can deal with talk to the person that no longer can talk. Got that covered.
It's
I
not like
could
he's
close my
Sasha
wounds.
level stabbed. I mean, when she gets stabbed, she gets really stabbed.
Yeah, this is just like a scratch compared to Sasha's. Like, I'm just gonna get just completely shanked in the spine.
Basically,
Both last two, yeah,
Yep.
last two. This is a trend.
One might call it a
Yes.
worrying trend.
Yeah, 2 times is, you know,
Once is happenstance, twice is
twice
coincidence.
is coincidence. 3 times is you got something against my back, man. Sasha's like, call Jaden if you haven't already.
It's on the list.
I'll just pick up Talarius or call Talarius, and I guess we're all meeting there.
Sure, I'll text you the address. Give me a second. And,
Okay.
And he'll hang up, send her the address, and then he'll call Jaden.
On the 3rd ring, of course, she'll answer.
Gotta wait the 3 rings.
Always.
Oh, you waited this
Yeah.
long to call me. You wait another few seconds.
She's got a spider sense, like,
It's like, hi, Jaden. I know I don't call very often, but could use some assistance.
Okay. What happened?
Well, was assaulted in my workshop. A little bastard got lucky and hit me, so slight damage, but hopefully I should be fine. At the same time, one got away, so probably need your tracking. You're healing too, but whichever you think is more prominent.
Okay. Are
I've
you
done.
home?
No, I'm at the workshop in town that I just recently was putting together.
Alright, send me the address and I'll head over there.
Will do. Hangs up, sends her the address.
All right, Connor, as you're leaving, as you say you're on your way, your dragon kind of perks up. Where are we going?
Car ride?
Well, we are going to my friend's
What's
place where he got into a fight, which means we're going to be tracking somebody down and probably getting into a fight.
Ooh, let's go.
Yeah, I promised you one.
Let me get my hat.
Turns the cat backwards.
And he'll just you might want to leave the cap at the speeds we're going. You're going to lose it.
Just takes it off, looks at it. Like she's trying to figure out how to make it stay on. Chunks to the side.
And then he just picks her up and
Yeah, Sasha will call Talarius.
Hello?
People are having fun. Would you like to join the fun? I say fun in the most horrible way possible.
Who's hurt?
From what I can gather, Robert got stabbed by someone
I'm
breaking
on my
into.
way.
Okay. Do you have the address?
No.
I'll send you the address. I'll meet you, and gives a point to meet up, and they can just either go from there or what.
Okay.
I love it. It was just like, he got stabbed. I'm on the way.
It's a party.
We're still
All right,
alive.
so y'all all
that needs to be known.
y'all all meet up at the guild hall. Connor and Jaden are probably the first ones there.
Mock
There's a
Jesus and all
dragon.
that.
Yep.
And a dog.
So they both run up with their big. Well, I guess only one of them's really a fur baby, but
Scale baby.
so we got one fur baby, one scale baby, and one fur, scale, and skin. I guess.
Combo.
Yeah.
Technically, we have 1.5 of each.
Do you take smoochers with you? Okay.
Yeah, Smoochums is in big scary dog mode, and she's of course stealthed to get out of her apartment.
Mm-hmm. Now I was picturing this happening, just after dark, or just kind of at dark, at dusk, or whatever. So by the time y'all get there, it's definitely full night, which is the best time to be hunting down a dark elf.
Mhm.
This will go fine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jaden, you get there. You blow through the busted door or the kicked-in door. You find Robert in the back, still sitting down. He's not bleeding a lot anymore, but he has clearly bled some.
Good to see you, Jaden. I wish we'd been on
good to
better
see you, too.
circumstances.
Can you not get hurt, please?
I wasn't expecting to have company,
Okay, roll.
especially the violet
a-
type.
Roll a medicine. What, medicine intelligence, right, for healing? That's what we said it
Yes,
was?
I believe so.
So roll a medicine intelligence, and you get a +2 enhancement.
Okay. Well, momentum. I mean, it's +2, but
It doesn't work that way. You have to get
No.
one success at least.
You have to
well,
get
yeah.
1 success.
So I gain nothing.
Yay, we're at 3 momentum.
He just sits there.
Huh?
Why would you getting 2 momentum?
Oh, it's
We
because
started at 1,
I rolled a 0 at the very beginning.
and then you rolled a 0.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So we've had 2 zeros today.
Whap, whap, wah.
But anyway, she gets you bandaged up at the very least, so.
Yeah.
It's like, that feels better.
Okay. Now, where were these things you were fighting?
You see the little, 5 foot tall elf looking thing.
Yeah, he'll point to it, and just like, one of these little bastards.
Okay. So,
He exit out. He exited out the back. He went towards the left. That's about the best I can tell you.
okay.
And Connor, you're here by this point.
Mm-hmm.
With
With a dragon.
Yes.
Survival. Cunning. Right? Right.
I believe so, yes. Now, I wrote the dragon's name down.
Shauna.
Hey!
Shauna. I knew it was something with
that's-
an S.
8,
Jesus Christ.
9, 10.
She got 32 successes.
Hold on. 10. Yeah. 10 successes.
All right, so you go through the window it went through. You drop down to the ground. Spruce is up in the window with all 3 heads kind of crammed in there, looking at what you're doing. You see where he landed. He's wearing a very soft soled shoe, so he's not leaving much of a print. But even in the dark, you're able to find it though. Spruce eventually scrambles through the window and drops down next to you, starts sniffing at it. You have to point him where to sniff because he can't actually see the print, but And then he takes off down the hallway, down the alleyway. To the left, like Robert said, he thought he'd gone.
Jane, of course, will follow.
Let's see, by the time she's patched him up, the rest of y'all were getting there. So, as y'all are pulling in the driveway, you see Jaden and Spruce back behind the building, kind of heading off to one side.
Well,
At
there they
least,
go.
yep. Splitting the party's a great idea, don't you think? Just like walks in.
Robert's just still just kind of lax in a chair. Hi.
You
Glad you
good?
could make it. Oh yeah, Jaden patched me up before I gave her an idea of where to go to find the one that's actually still breathing.
All right. Well, if you're good, then we're gonna go find the one that's actually still breathing.
I'm gonna talk
Don't
to.
get stabbed by another person.
Yeah, Shauna has
Yeah,
already
I don't-
climbed through the window and is following after Jaden as fast as she can.
Following the damn dragon.
I mean, you
Looks
could
over.
always track Jaden's phone. No, you can't, actually. No, you cannot.
Yeah,
Sure
because
can.
your perks.
Yeah, my complete privacy cannot
Oh.
track her.
Looks at Smoochums.
It's easy to follow the dragon, though. Who's approaching on absolute unit, I think, at this point.
Uh,
Oh lord, she coming.
Once we get XP to spend, yeah.
No, she coming.
so there's a lot of cars slowing down as y'all run by.
Let them.
I mean, the three-headed dog. Most everybody in town knows who that is. Okay, that's the lady with the three-headed dog. Okay, that makes. Is that a dragon?
The one thing people are not used to yet.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious
It's
catches
a
up to the dragon.
baby
It's like,
dragon.
Hilarious catches up to the dragon. It's like, hey, taps it like very lightly on the tail.
She doesn't stop running forward, but her neck
No.
rotates around. She
Yeah,
looks at you.
I understand. Can I? It's been a long day. Can I just ride you?
Well, now keep in mind this is a dragon the size of a large dog.
Yes, I know. I know how big large dogs are. Hilarious also weighs like 160 pounds soaking wet.
She gives you this offended look, like,
I'm not trying to assert any dominance or any bullshit like that. I am just tired. I've had a long day. I didn't even have time to put on makeup.
let Dad.
Their
carry
eyes
you.
are extremely red.
Head rotates back around.
He's not even here.
Sasha sent Smoochums along.
That gives her pause. She actually stops and looks around like she'd expected him to be right behind her. Huh.
Who, Connor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, okay.
He left a clone with Sasha, but
Oh,
Connor
okay.
is in the air above them.
Oh, and then she catches sight of you. Dad, carry him. And then she takes back off.
That's not my pronoun.
You get another confused look over their shoulder, like,
Oh my god, dragons don't know pronouns. Okay.
well, she's a baby. Her English is
Yeah.
coming along nicely. Give her a little time.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
After the murder spree, we can sit down and talk to the dragon.
All right, Jaden, how fast are you tracking this little fella? He's probably got a 30-minute head start on you, at least by this point.
At that point, she would have grabbed Bruce and would have mocked Jesus.
You hear a frustrated growl from Shauna. Ah! Not so fast!
Connor will zip down, grab Sean, and follow.
So it's just hilarious. Rock 'em, frog 'em, frog 'em, rock 'em.
They're just gonna sit.
How far are they from
There's
the
a bus
building?
stop. Oh,
No,
they've
they
had
just
time to run a
saw-
couple of blocks by this point.
Okay, because Sasha would have just poked out the window like, do you want to help with this?
They're just sitting. They're just sitting as everyone goes at mock Jesus, and then they just turn back around back into the workshop. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit here and be upset.
Okay,
What's a move?
sit here and be upset.
You can talk to the ghosts, and he can sit
Yeah.
there and not get stabbed. I'm gonna sit. They just like pout.
Sasha, like, reassuring shoulder pat on both of them before she goes over and just kind of looks at the dark elf thing, person, corpse. Do you want to do the chase scene or the chitter chatter with
We'll
that?
do the chase scene up to the point.
Okay, go for it.
All right, Jaden, you're racing along. You manage to follow him into a residential section, and into this little wooded space. It's not like a park. It's just just a little wooded area between a couple of neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
Children probably play through here all day.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not so much at night though. It's probably spooky for them at night.
Did you want me to roll again, or?
Yeah, go ahead. He's trying to hide his trail once he hits the woods. On the street, it's like he assumed he wasn't leaving one, but which for normal people he probably wouldn't have been. But...
4, 5, 6.
Okay.
And since I'm kind of haunting him, that's actually 7.
That's fair. All right.
Jesus.
Listen, worrying hound.
Yeah, you have no problem following him up to. Basically, you follow him up to one big tree. Probably some kind of pine. Now, looking up into it, you don't necessarily see him, but the tracks end here, and there's some marks where he clearly climbed it. And Spruce is kind of sniffing around the thing. One head's down, sniffing the ground. One head's looking around. The other head's looking up.
You're gonna give it a minute or two to see if Connor was following her at least.
Yeah, Connor was staying within sight of you at least, so.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear some fast running through the woods.
And with his connection to the wilds, he can do it without complication.
Yeah, so does Jaden.
Yeah.
Can do it without complication.
All right, in that case, you follow the path straight. You follow straight to her, not getting lost in the woods just because it's dark. So you run up. You drop the dragon off.
This is where it stops. They went up the tree.
Shauna runs over and jumps up on the tree. Like, stands up on her hind legs, kind of grabs her with her wing and just look it up. I don't see anything. Hey, are you up there?
Stealthiest dragon ever.
Mm-hmm.
If you're up there, you have to tell us.
You're a cop, you have to tell us.
It's the rules.
Mm-mm-mm.
She then looks over at Connor and Jade. I thought that might work. So at this point, you got
I mean, Connor, if you want, I can train her in hunting.
She'll get there. Hunting is a natural part of dragons.
full-grown dragon would go, he's in the tree. Set the tree on fire.
Knock over tree.
Connor's like, wait. He goes, so last you saw, he's in the tree.
The tracks lead up
Oh,
to him
no.
climbing the tree.
I'll take a quick look to see if I notice anything.
Sure. Give me cunning subterfuge.
Okay. I am going to imbue one legend to give myself a blessing for this,
Okay.
which will give me a +2 enhancement for this one roll.
Is that using the Marvel rules?
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking at those earlier. I remember blessing being one of them. I probably need to jot those down in another note on Roll20 so everybody's got access.
Nope.
Could you
Please and thank you.
I zeroed.
So fail. So
Yeah.
could you please like sage your dice?
I need to.
Both of your rolls
dice
are 0.
Uh-huh. So I don't say anything.
Dragon butt covering it up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jade, do you have any plans to flush this little booger out?
I mean, setting the tree on fire isn't that bad. But she'll be like, "Listen, we just want to talk." You stabbed my
Shauna
buddy.
looks at you with this scrunched up face, as much as a dragon's face can scrunch up. I just want to talk.
I was promised murder.
Mm-hmm.
You stabbed our friend. You tried to steal from him. We just want to talk.
You're met with silence. Shauna starts trying to shake the tree, but she's way too small to, and it's way too big.
You're 100% sure he's still up there?
I didn't see any tracks them climbing off this tree or jumping. Kind of walked,
Connor's gonna use his staff and shoot up into the tree.
Alright, you're up in the tree. When Shauna sees you do that, she takes a few big steps back, gets a run and go, and tries to scramble up the tree. But just with her hind legs, she's flapping her arms as hard as she can. If you've ever seen a chicken try to climb something, it's kind of how it works.
Just say a lion trying to climb a tree.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, she's just using her back feet on the tree. The wings are flapping to kind of press.
Mm-hmm.
It's how chickens and a lot of birds, and probably velociraptors back in the day, would use their kind of half wings that weren't fully formed.
Yeah.
Like a penguin.
You know, still kind of press them against the tree so they can run up steeper. She doesn't have any luck going straight up a tree, though.
Yeah.
But the instinct is there.
Instinct is there.
Alright, Connor, you're in a tree.
He is going to sit there and see if whatever the hell's in here does anything.
Knife to the face.
Now, give me a cunning subterfuge there, Connor.
Mm-hmm. Since the last roll zeroed out and the blessing wasn't applied, will it still work for this one?
Oh, let me see here. Marvel's Blessing.
I think Marbles is until it's used.
Imbue one legend to either grant enhancement 2 on a single action or a specific type, or ignore up to 3 points of complications. Let's see. Any action performed by Marvel must conform to the motif. Yeah, I'll say it's still active since it hasn't actually been used.
Alright.
Since it does involve imbuing a legend.
Marvel in the hero
So,
book.
5 successes. Yeah, it's in the same area as Boone's.
Let's see. He's got a 3 with his enhancements. Your eyes have passed over him 2 or 3 times since you've been in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
The way you notice him is that you notice a couple of branches that are you realize they're bent a little funny.
Okay.
And when you realize that, you can kind of make his shape out. It's still hard to really get a good lock. It's like your eyes just don't want to lock onto him completely.
Yeah.
Combined with like an almost chameleon effect, it's weird. Clearly, they've got some kind of gift that lets them hide.
Right.
But you beat him by several, so.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's staring right at you, but he's just staying perfectly still.
Right. Hey, Shauna.
Uh-huh.
You ready?
Yes.
He will, since he sees him, like zip over and try to hit him.
All right. Give me a roll. His defense is a 2.
That is 7 successes.
All right. What all are you doing to him?
Well, combat stunts. I will. 1 success to knock down.
All right. So he is falling out of the tree.
1 success to do shove to make him hit the ground faster.
Okay.
And I will use 1 success to inflict damage for free. Well, no, just inflict damage for free.
Okay.
So, and then I'll use the other 3 to basically use feint to grin at him. It's like, hey, I saw you. You can't hide from me.
So he goes just slamming out of the tree and down to the ground, down 15 feet or so to the ground. Whack! And he just lays there limp.
Mm-hmm.
Shauna runs over to him and kind of nudges him with her nose. I didn't get to fight him.
Well, I thought he'd be stronger than that.
Can I eat him?
Once Jaden's done.
Jaden is actually going to check over and see.
Oh yeah, you walk over there and
Alright.
he's wide-eyed. He has this horrified look on his face. Like he lasted just long enough to realize what was happening to him.
Oh, is he dead?
He's dead. And that's what Jaden will tell Connor, you killed him.
Nifty.
Yeah. Robert had already roughed him up pretty good. That's why he retreated. But with the difficulty you had seeing him, you couldn't really tell that he was already injured.
Right. Oh. Well, in that case, Shauna, leave the head. Feel free to eat everything else.
Don't encourage the child.
And she dives in his, there's ripping, there's tearing. She comes up,
gross.
spits out some of the leather armor. Blech.
Neither one of us are there. We just feel a great disturbance in the force.
Yep.
It's as though something lost 1,000% of its cuteness all at once.
She's still adorable, but
With blood all over her
I mean,
snout.
all of us have been covered in blood before, so
That's fair. That's
It's
fair.
usually my own blood.
And you never really considered it
Yeah.
cute. Well, as soon as she starts diving in, Spruce is like, "Whoa, dinner?"
I'll get you dinner later, buddy.
Two of the heads are looking at you disappointed. The other one just keeps focused on the meal. It's like, trying to tug the other two over there.
Mother, there's dinner now.
Doubt the dragon's gonna want to share that dinner.
As you say that, the dragon pulls up one wing, kind of shield, like she's shielding it from Spruce being able to see it. So Connor, you come out of the tree. Within a few minutes, there's not much of this elf thing left.
Leave the head, dear.
And she does. There's a little nibble on one of the ears, but other than that, it's fine. And then she kind of pokes at the armor. It had a shell. It's not very tasty.
Yeah, it's leather. That's technically a dead animal.
She kind of fiddles with it, so it kind of does it like jerky, and decides she doesn't like that. Then she starts playing with his knives, though, because the knives are shiny.
Jaden would pick those up when she saw them on the floor.
Oh, okay. Then she starts poking through like the belt buckle and some of the other little metal bits. She doesn't see anything she wants to keep, but it's just shiny enough that she like checks it all out.
Ooh, shiny.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was a thing.
All right, and assuming y'all are going to head back, we'll cut back to the guild hall where Sasha, Talarius, and Robert are sitting around. And Smoochums. Can't leave Smoochums out.
Yeah, Smoochums just probably honestly flopped out in traditional Smoochums form. Alright, here we go. He pokes the dead elf. Does she know anything occult-wise about these guys?
Oh, give me an occult roll with your intelligence.
Five.
Damn.
You might know a thing or two.
One or two.
Mm-hmm.
Putting that in the chat
Gesundheit.
so you can see the name.
That's a lot of umlauts and accents.
Yes, it is. But basically, it's dark elf. Alfar is
Dork on
elf.
fire.
Yeah.
Because in Norse mythology, you have dark elves and light elves. Dark elves tend to be
Actually-
subterranean.
Because I looked this shit up. Technically, no. The elves are only mentioned once in a poem.
Well, elves and dwarves get mixed up in some of that stuff too.
But yeah.
And sometimes your giants are human size. It's all weird.
Norse.
I was listening to a video at work where basically someone who has like a doctorate in like Norse language, and
Well,
culture and all that.
one big thing with Norse mythology too is a lot of the stuff wasn't recorded until one dude went through and did it like 300 years after the area had converted to Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of stuff that's kind of like, it's almost, it's not quite as bad off as like some of your Native American, some of the tribes at least, have basically lost most of their stories. It's just kind of the scraps that they can remember.
Yeah.
Because, so many people were killed off.
Like, for instance, apparently because of that, like, later thing, the Norse actually had no word for tattoo. So the Norse and Vikings were all, like, tatted up. Not a thing.
That does not surprise me. They had a lot of combs, though. They were big on their hair.
Yeah.
But anyway, every version of the myths exists here, so yeah.
Yeah. I just figured, I learned that today.
This is the thing I learned today, so now all of you can learn it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so your successes, Dark Elf, Subterranean, described as dark complected, but that's Swedes describing them as dark complected. So like I said,
Yeah.
Mediterranean
Comparatively.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
But the stealth thing is something natural to them. The way these guys are done out, they're probably like traditional assassins. I mean, the Dark Elves are a race, so it's not like all of them are dark. Not all. It's not like they're all assassins, or
You have
or
the
all
bakers,
or all evil, or all heroically rebelling against their evil people or whatever. But yeah, these guys look like kind of traditional assassins.
Okay.
They'd work for giants. They'd work for kind of the Norse version of Titans. Though truthfully, it wouldn't be beneath Odin to hire them to go after somebody if he had a beef with them.
Fair enough. Follow-up question: How many of her legend did she get back? She was down 2.
I'd say she's got one of them back.
Okay. She has run out of hair, so she can't pull that again. All right.
Well, it's very possible that your mother will send you a task to make up for the other one.
Yeah.
So there's also, if you fate bind that ring, and the DM does the compel thing, you get a legend back for free, but you take a complication on something.
But what fun is that? All right. Pokes the Dark Elf. Wake up. We have questions.
The eyes kind of roll around in his head, and then it focuses on you.
You're a long way from home.
Yes.
What were you doing here in my friend's shop?
Waiting for him.
Obviously. With what purpose? To kill him?
Yes.
For who?
Our client.
Invoking Sekim's Blaze. What is your client's name?
God.
I don't know. I know her only as the daughter of Serta.
The mattress? Wait, no. Did she speak to you directly?
Let's see. Over a phone.
Makes mental note, once knocks this guy back out. Check for phone. And now Simi has horrible idea of Shauna's stomach ringing. Did they hire you for anything else against our band?
No, we were just supposed to take out the dwarf.
There were only 2 of you out for this task?
There were 2 of us staking out this place.
Where are the others?
Most likely staking out his home.
Clone Connor saying there, oh, wonderful.
Over it, Robert. You don't get to go home tonight, I'm sorry.
I will, though. I'm going to be visiting your house.
So Robert's just kind of there like, okay, I'm sure I can find a spot somewhere over here. It's fine.
You'll stay with one of us, that's beside the point.
No. Well, okay, fair enough.
What would be considered a good death in your culture's tradition? What happens to your bodies when you die?
Well, the warriors all want to die, of course, in battle. The rest of us would prefer to die in bed at an old age.
No, religiously. What rites are performed on your bodies? Because I want to make sure none of them ever are.
There's a very easy way to do that.
She does not. No, she's not giving Shauna another snack.
We perform rituals before going off on a mission, so. So we have effectively had our. I mean, he goes, I guess the only thing left that we would care about is it's traditional to be burned in a pyre, but it's.
Good, I'll bury you under stone, and severs the connection.
Yeah. To your eyes, his head kind of drops back down, and his eyes go back into the positions they were in. Which is probably kind of cross-eyed looking at that hammer. But
Connor's snickering off to the side.
But of course, anybody else watching, you didn't see any of that. You only saw Sasha's side of that conversation.
Yeah.
Are there? Do I get the sense that like people are around are like calling the police or something? Because gunshots.
Let's see. The guild hall, I think, was mostly surrounded by stores. But it is only just at dark, so some of them would still be open.
Yep.
It's a very good question. I'm going to roll 3 dice to see if I get any successes.
That's a very good question. Damn it.
A 4, a 6, and a 7. So no, apparently nobody called the police.
Okay. I had something for it, don't worry. I have something specifically that only I can do because I'm the only one here with the love perfume.
Nice. Now I'm terrified.
You should be.
Same. TBH.
She'll pass on the information. And the instruction that's like, he wanted his body buried. Let's find a nice deep, or not buried, burned. Let's find a nice deep hole to put it in.
The Connor clone is sitting there going, well, we don't have to worry about that other one then.
Oh no. What did you do?
Shauna got hungry.
Looking at Shauna, just like looking at this.
No, they're not
head.
back yet.
Yeah, they're on their way
Okay.
back. But...
Yeah, it's just Clone Connor over there.
Well,
okay.
Hopefully it was in a well-wooded area where no one saw you allow a dragon to just devour or something.
It was quite deep in the woods, yes.
If anybody gets upset, I'll just hold the head up. See, it wasn't human.
Actually, that's a good point. Do you want other me to bring back the head we left the head?
I don't know if he'll know anything. He, she, I'm not sure. I don't know if they'll know anything else. I mean, it'll still be a head if I question it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the rest of the corpse would be nearby. Just rest it on Shauna.
Yeah, basically.
But when y'all eventually get back, Shauna beelines for the other corpse.
Oh, hold on. We don't know if she's
Sasha,
done with that.
Sasha slaps Shauna on the nose.
Rolled up newspaper.
She looks kind of startled. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you done with it?
You need to teach your daughter manners.
I said I was sorry. Are you done with it?
Looking right at the like blood on the mouth.
It's licked a lot of that off. Or she has, rather. Has licked a lot of that off. Are you going to give it to Smoochums?
Remember, you'll have to deal with.
He's
You'll
part
have
hippo.
to
He's
deal
already
with
fat.
her.
Hmm.
Looking at Shauna. Hippos kill more people in Africa than lions and crocodiles, dear child.
Well, then he probably doesn't need this one.
Remember, you're going to have to deal with her when she's older, she says to Connor.
I know.
I don't think you have a plan for it. I think your plan is ride dragon into battle.
Conversations for less murderous times.
Alright, so what are y'all doing with this last elf's body? And are you going to question the head?
Last elf's head. She'll look at him and be like, might as well. Grabs the head by the hair.
Which he had wrapped up in the leather, so it didn't leak everywhere.
Charming!
Plastic grocery bags, man. It's the way to go. Plastic grocery bags.
Just find one along the side of walking back. Oh, this is handy. Fortuitous. Pokes the forehead.
The eyes focus on you.
What was your purpose here?
We were here to kill the son of the dwarf.
Who hired you?
The daughter of Serta.
She goes through like the same questions to make sure both of them have the same answers.
Yeah, daughter of Serta. You know, we talked to her on the phone.
There's two at the house.
Probably at the house. They broke into two
Serta.
teams. Each team was, operated independently, but the house seems to be the logical place they would have been.
So, this is Serta and not Sir Tur, right?
It's the fire demon or fire giant out of Norse mythology. However you pronounce the name.
Sir
Surtur.
Tur.
Daughter of fire giant.
Her poor mother.
Oh, human-sized giants.
Well, a lot of them could change. A lot of them were kind of like Loki, could change at least their size, if not their shape.
No.
Bad Sarah.
Yeah, no. Brain just bips the head again and just puts it down. You don't eat either of these, she tells Shauna.
She looks over at her dad like she's like she's asking for a second opinion.
I let you have one because I wanted the evidence gone out of the woods.
This one's easy enough to find a deep hole. And we could also perhaps use it as leverage to show what has been hunting us. But she would have known the fire demon, right?
Oh yeah. That just off the top.
Or
of my head.
fire giant. I'm sorry.
Most likely, all of you would have recognized that one. At the very least, yeah, Sasha with her knowledge, and anybody with any occult for sure, and Robert just because of his connections.
I hate to keep pointing fingers, but there's a lady that likes swinging around a fiery axe that
Has a very big hate boner for Robert.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
And there was also his door that was cut apart with a sharp, slashing, flaming instrument.
And the car in the same area. I keep wanting to not blame the other band, but
it keeps being set upon us that someone in the other band would have beef with someone else in here at this band. Shares
Would
being Kim versus Connor.
would the Kadama know her parentage?
Last time I asked about them, he said that it was hidden from him. I could always ask.
Was our parentage hidden from him?
No, he knew who we were almost immediately. So the only reason he had an inkling of who Kim's sort of patron was because of his fighting style. Can't exactly hide that, because, I mean, hide the fighting style of one of the most infamous betrayers of all Scions of the Shen.
Alleged betrayers.
Looking at all of them. Do we tell the other band about this? I know we said we would share information.
You haven't really shared a lot of information with us, come to think of it.
Yeah, they've been keeping more
Share and
than
share
their
alike, you know?
fair share.
Then I vote we don't tell them.
Or we can, and he focuses directly on Dixie with it. And they focus directly on Dixie.
Yeah, it'd be nice to know why she doesn't really care for me too much.
I mean, you're a fantastic gentleman.
Hey does like slightly raise his brow, like I don't know if that was a genuine comment or she was just, or if that was just to be cute.
It was genuine. You're all fantastic people. Otherwise, I wouldn't have hung out this long.
All right, fair.
What that says about my choice in people, who knows?
Hey.
He's like I said, all I wanted to do was just piddle and maybe make me a melee weapon so I wouldn't have to rely on a pistol.
Oh, you've got a hammer. Gesturing to hammer in the guy's head.
No, that was impromptu. I didn't have much of a choice. Knowing my luck, if I would have tried to reach for the pistol, one of them would have thrown a dagger and tried and stab my hand.
Well, work with the Warhammer. Or the Forge Hammer. Turn it into a Warhammer.
Do the daggers ping of any kind of magic? Or anything on the elves? Also, she's going to look for the cell phone the one said that they might have talked on.
You do not find a cell phone. The daggers do not appear to be magical.
Are you gonna poop out a cell phone? Looking at the dragon?
Yeah, she did she eat the cell phone?
I have no idea. She just ate the body.
She's like, I just yeah, she shook her head. The meat and the bones. Oh, and the organs.
God, shut up.
I left his clothes.
Jaden, of course, would have brought the clothes and been like, well, this is what she spit out.
Yeah, you don't find any trace of a cell phone in it. I mean, I guess Connor can check more closely next time he takes her for a walk or something.
Meaning whoever's staying at his house might have it.
They might not have even brought it with them. Like had it at a safe house, perhaps.
Well, you know, you would hate to be out on an assassination mission and the phone go off,
Yeah.
Just reminds me of Jurassic Park.
Yep.
Well, that was a Peter Pan reference.
Mm-hmm.
Sleepover?
Yeah, might as well.
Anybody gonna
Here?
go to his house?
Well, I mean,
See
we
if
could
there's
prepare.
anybody over there?
Do y'all go over to his house?
Looking over at Robert, do you want to go to your house?
He shrugs like, well, I mean, at this rate, we're going to have a fun time if we do, but at least this time I won't be fighting off two people by myself. And run the risk of getting stabbed again.
We just need a way to be like, if we're not together, we're in a fight. There's a way to be able to notify the rest of the band.
I'm sure
I
we can
mean,
figure something out.
I could have tried and, quickly punched in 911 in the group text, but, knowing my luck, I would have been stabbed in the middle of doing that.
Held your own.
But
Took one out. Made the other one flee. It got ate by a dragon.
All right, so are y'all going to Connor's house, or Connor? Are y'all going to Robert's house?
Yeah, might as well.
sure.
Mhm.
Were there any other of the knives of the guys hanging out on the floor, aside from the one Robert probably picked up to look at?
Jaden
was-
grabbed the
there-
other set.
There was one stuck in Robert's door.
Sasha would wrestle that one out and hand it to Shauna.
Ooh, it's shiny.
Don't
Oh.
cut yourself or anyone else with it.
She kind of looks at her hands and looks at the knife.
Okay, no, this is a horrible idea. I'm giving this to your father.
She pulls back and doesn't give it back. Shiny, it's mine. No takebacks.
Okay, fine. Good luck attempting to walk and hold it at the same time.
She puts it in her mouth and
Oh god,
Kinda
she's a
clamp-
pirate now.
clamps down on the handle, so it's sticking out like a person would keep a straw in their mouth. Though she's dog size, that'd be pretty big. No, you're right. Since she's dog size, she'd probably do it pirate style. See, I'm gonna hold it fun.
Shauna,
Drop it, drop it!
I'll give it back to you when we get back to your horde.
Okay, she'll let you have it.
It's gonna be a very long night.
Dad, I need pockets.
Yes, it is.
Pap, pap.
All right, so when y'all leave this, are y'all going to Robert's place, or y'all just going somewhere where y'all can sack out for the night?
You can sack out at my place.
Do we want to do Roberts first and then sack out?
Oh, I'm heading to Roberts.
Yeah, Robert's first, just so we can see
I'm
what
not-
else is there.
I'm not letting agents of an active contract stay alive.
Don't you think they're gonna
Robert-
leave as soon as you show up?
Well,
If they can outrun me.
You have to be able to see them. Is the thing.
they have to be able to see him, too.
I don't think he's got anything
don't-
that makes him invisible.
I don't
Yeah, he
think-
does!
He's got something that
Well,
makes him hard to
noticed.
notice.
Yeah,
Not,
He gives
not
him-
invisible.
not outright invisible, but it does. You have to make a pretty good roll against it.
You're right. For some reason, I was thinking of the ability that Sasha's got that changes her appearance.
Yeah.
Look, I'm
thinking
sorry.
I was
I
thinking
know
about
I'm
the
not a
wrong
Nosferatu anymore, but
Yeah, it's the whole walk unnoticed.
All right, so you
Robert-
imbue a legend into your compact.
Yeah, it's like you not become literally invisible. Instead, people's minds simply fail to process any information about you.
Camera's still picking
Robert
that sort of thing.
can. Robert, no. Well, I'll send a
Robert has
little.
this ability.
Robert can walk up there. Points at Connor and herself. We can both become sneaky.
Shauna,
I'm just gonna eat shit somewhere.
No.
Maybe.
Just not right up in the business. At least not until one of them drops down. If they drop down. If they're even there.
Ignore. Walk out there and make the dark elves fall in love with Robert. Show them
That
why your
could work
father was
too.
feared by the Olympian gods.
I mean, technically could work.
That could work as well.
Yeah.
Again, man, make love, not war. But
I
anyway,
think there's a power called that.
I think there
I'm
is.
sure. I'm about to say, I'm sure there is.
All right, so how are y'all approaching Robert's house?
Depending on what Connor, Jaden want to do? Robert would just hop in his truck and be like, I'm good to drive. If y'all want to ride in here and try to semi-hide in the back seat, up to you.
Connor will use walk unnoticed and zip around via alleyways to get there to stay out of sight as much as possible to keep
Okay.
up with the truck. Shauna, he's gonna sort of say, lay in the bed of the truck and try not to be seen.
She can crouch down low.
And he'll also tell her when Robert goes into his house, you stick with him and defend him if necessary.
Take care, Robert.
Eat Robert.
He looks like a tasty morsel. He got plenty of red meat.
He's like a chicken nugget.
Nuggy.
Robert died. Oh no. Well, anyway.
Let's not let that body go to waste. Nom 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 nom.
And then I started eating.
That's messed up on so many levels, but anyway.
I tried to save him, and then when I failed, I cleaned up the mess. That's all.
That's what Dad taught me. You always clean up the mess.
Is Robert's place surrounded by like woods?
It's in a sort of cul-de-sac neighborhood, so
Gotcha.
it's
Yeah,
an individual house, with lots. But there is some like little wooded areas behind it. Not it's nothing real thick, but it's something if you wanted to cover.
Is it still evening?
Yes.
Alright.
It's probably 8 or so at the latest. It's not real late or anything, but it's dark.
Okay. Cool. I want to stay in the vehicle for a while. Just stay in the vehicle for a bit while the other walk unnoticed people go forward. Robert goes forward.
All right. So is Robert going out ahead by himself, or with just the
Robert's just going to go ahead and just, drive his work truck. Whoever wanted to ride with him, is free to. And if they want to, like, try and hide in the seats or back seat, go right ahead. But he's going to just act. He's going to drive up like, he just came back home after doing something, was, act like you normally do, fumble for your keys, try to, just unlock the door, act like nothing's going on.
Okay. And what? So I'm going to go around one by one. And Sasha, where are you?
Just to not get crush a body, she's gonna stay in the car as well, but she's gonna walk unnoticed, just so she's not noticeable in the vehicle.
So
Smushed in the back with the dragon.
All right, so you're sitting in his truck.
Yeah.
With the two.
I think we fit all of us in the truck before.
Yeah.
Usually in the back. Yeah. So the animals are in the back. Shauna has pulled like a tarp up. She got kind of her head poking out, so it's not super effective.
She's still adorable.
I'm about to say mentally it's adorable, but
all right, Connor, where are you?
Connor will be because he is well aware of where the house is because he's been there before. He will be basically perched up on the roof of the neighbor house.
Okay.
And he'll be trying to hide.
Dramatic Batman pose.
Basically.
Trying to hide with just the, subterfuge skill, or trying to hide like with the compact, you don't notice me.
Yes.
Okay. Jaden.
He'll be doing both.
Where are you at?
Hiding in the back of Robert's vehicle.
Okay, so you're under the tarp with the animals.
Yep.
Then Shauna's probably a little better hidden this. You're there to. Anytime she tries to peek out, to kind of nope, can't be seen. Telarius.
Yes. Told you where I was.
What was it? Woods behind the house?
They're staying in the vehicle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jaden's just gonna give little tips to Shauna, just like, no, you wait before you go attacking.
If you want to come out on fight, you have to play by the rules.
Yeah. Rules. People like rules an awful lot.
There's like streets that lead up here, right? With like traffic lights and stuff.
Before you get to like the cul-de-sac, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do an off-screen marvel, using my trickster, or no, it'd be my chaos. To just make all the lights green.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just leads me to imbue a legend. And then whatever happens then, it's out of my hands.
What do you say? What do you?
Marvels
it's
are
one of
fun.
the marvels. It's an off-screen marvel, off-screen action rather. Imbue one legend to cut from the current scene to a nearby mortal or animal, and describe how they take some action that has an impact once you cut back to the scene and your bandmates are currently.
Okay, so what is the lights all being green going to do?
There could be like like an accident happening, and then there's just a lot of cleanup that has to happen there, and if somebody is trying to come after us, it's going to take them much longer.
Oh, okay.
Like all of them green at once, like all
Yeah, all of them
intersection
are green.
directions, like all
The entire
directions.
intersection is
Gotcha.
green.
You're
Okay.
you're
Like
gumming up
markers.
traffic so nobody.
Yes.
Reinforcements
like
couldn't drive
markers.
up, or they couldn't hop in
Okay.
the car and get away. Okay.
Okay, I was thinking like all of our lights were green. Like, oh, that's a perfect morning.
No. It's now that we're here, now all the lights are green and people are getting into accidents and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice to just recreate the hacker scene.
Yeah. I was thinking that too.
On brand for
So-
hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm just
it
like,
is.
Very.
hackers. That's all I think.
But
All the lights
Talarius,
are green at a certain time.
but will Talarius be reading the obituaries the next day? How many people has he killed? Have they killed with this? Though it's your
Plausible
marvel,
deniability.
you could probably specify just fender benders.
Non-lethal.
Just fender
Just-
benders.
Yeah, it could be that they're just like people just hitting each other by the tail, or like bumper to bumper or whatever.
Yeah, they're not getting enough speed to do anything chaotically dangerous.
I have the green, asshole.
So did I.
I'm driving here.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right. So Robert, you walk up. You start filling with your keys. Somebody steps behind you. In the vehicle, it's difficult to see, but you see a little bit of movement kind of coming up behind Robert. Robert, you hear a voice. Sounds like a woman's voice.
Oh wait, here we go again.
Robert Jones?
He stops
This
messing
is,
with his keys.
this is for the sins of your father.
At that point, can Shauna bite at where the voice is?
Well, he's on his porch. She's in the back of his truck.
He told Shauna to stay with him. Specifically, that was the order he gave.
That's right.
Not wrong.
That's fair. This person would not have stepped out if she saw a dragon standing behind Robert, though.
Fair enough.
So in that case, you open your doors, no problem.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Nothing happened.
There's nothing there.
Nothing to see here.
Clearly nobody around.
All right.
So Robert walks
Okay.
in, the dragon walks in behind him. Talarius, are you just sitting in the truck or you like duck down?
I'm just thinking. I'll like send I don't know, a call to like a radio station giving a traffic tip like, man, you shouldn't go over here. It really sucks.
All the lights are on, man.
Mm-hmm.
So all of you watching the porch closely after Robert shuts the door,
Mhm.
there's a little bit of movement as somebody moves from somewhere on the porch, down to basically over where the steps are, and there's a little bit of like shrubbery or something.
Mhm.
You can't. Like before, you have trouble making out the actual shape of this person, but they move over and they seem to be discussing with somebody else.
I'll
Jaden, in the back of the truck, you actually hear hushed voices whispering.
Mhm.
They didn't tell us the dwarf had a dragon.
Trudging more.
I mean, it's a little dragon. Maybe we could take it, but
Uh,
I'm not looking for for burn scars out of this job. I'm just saying.
Mentally text the group chat with my special powers with over technology and just be like, people on the front porch.
Yeah, you see the little bit of movement. Jaden's the only one that actually hears their conversation.
Okay, so like, yeah,
Movement on the front porch.
gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Jay's gonna keep trying to listen and see if she can hear anything else.
It sounds like two female voices speaking.
Then yeah, I would have group texted and be like, movement up front.
Got that kind of Norwegian, Swedish, whatever accent. No, I realize those are different accents, but it's Northern European accent.
Yeah, he's got a dragon. Yeah.
And they're basically discussing, should we fall back? Should we try to sneak into the house later and get him while he's asleep? Do dragons sleep? Which kind of segues into this whole conversation about, oh yeah. They sleep on their gold, remember?
Connor's just quietly aiming the staff in that direction.
So after a brief segue of talking about the Hobbit movies where they saw a dragon sleeping on the gold.
I see fire.
I see fire.
It's basically dwarvish country roads.
Yeah.
Far beyond the misty, yeah. It's dwarvish country roads.
Sasha in the truck. Do you think I should go up there?
Can she see a little bit more like their figures in the bushes since she can hear them?
Oh, give me a subterfuge cunning. Peek over the back of the truck.
A drow and the dragon is worth 2 in the bush.
2, 3 successes.
Alright. That one
It's a
got
Connors.
1, plus their enhancement, so that's a total of 3. Okay, each of them got 3 total, and how much did you get total?
3.
Okay, that's a tie. You can't make it. You still don't see them really clearly, but you can kind of make out their outlines clearly. So as far as if you wanted to attack one,
Yeah, and that is what I'm going to do.
You couldn't give a description for somebody to draw a picture of it, but if you wanted to shoot one of them, you have no trouble shooting one of them.
If I know I can hit them, that's what I'm going to do.
And you can easily hit either one of them.
I, out of character, would like to remind everyone we're in a cul-de-sac with other houses.
That's why, Jaden uses bow and arrows. They're just not like, bow! No loud noises. Just That's it. 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Well, that's gonna mess them up with their two defense. So that gives you 3 to play with. So what do you want to do? Damage, I assume, is probably a safe bet.
Yeah, and then we're gonna pin.
So yeah, one of them kind of yelps as the arrow kind of hits her in the back, back of her shoulder. Oh wait, that was the wrong name. And the one that was talking to her is more facing your direction and sees you coming up out of the back of the truck with the bow. She actually kind of yells, "Ambush!" Give me a quick initiative roll, everybody.
Oh boy.
There's something else we need to remember to do before we end, if we can go a little long, Jason. I don't think it was tonight or the next day we were supposed to meet the sirens.
And go possibly check out a corpse and talk to another corpse.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for streaming just a little
I can
later.
go a bit later, yeah.
Same.
Yeah. I'm game for a late game.
Well,
We
you
good
know, I don't
till
like to
11.
go
I'll
too
be good.
late. All right. So they got a 1 and a 3. What did y'all get?
Two.
A
I
1, a
believe.
3, a 2, a 5.
2.
Okay.
All right, start at
So
the top.
2.
So highest is a 5,
Mm-hmm.
and that's player. Then a 3, which is a player. And then a 3, which is me.
Mm-hmm.
Then a 2, which is a player.
Another 2, which is a player.
And then a 1 that's a player, and a 1 that's a me. All right, so which of y'all wants to go first? Jaden's shot was kind of a surprise shot that started everything. So
Jaden's down for shooting again,
Go for it.
unless Monkey Man wants to go first.
Return to monkey.
He said no, he likes
No.
to go first. So
Let's see. Monkey. What would the monkey want to do?
Why, Scully? Why?
Call your daughter, please. I say call your daughter, and she's running to you anyway.
You say call your daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, your daughter.
You know what? I'll step back. Connor's going to keep a bird's eye view of this one.
all right, Jaden, shoot again.
4, 5, 6,
Okay.
7.
You got a defense of 2, so that gives you 5 to play with, so you can crit.
Crit.
Are you
and
shooting the same
pin
one?
Yup. Crit and pin again.
All right, so this arrow hits much more center on her back, clearly punches through the armor. The one that he yelled ambush catches her. She falls forward and Astrid. But, seems to realize, well, it's not her turn yet. So, yeah, so she catches her buddy, who now has 2 arrows sprouting out of her, and it's just kind of slumped. All right, another one of y'all gets to go.
Oof.
Do you want to try something? Yeah.
I'm always doing something woo.
You know what I mean.
I'll pop out with the flashlight and just try to burn the other one, I guess.
All right.
Dexterity, firearms, range weapon. 2 successes.
All right, the defense is a 2.
Damage. Pew! I'm hitting the other one. Trying to make it to where it's a flashlight. So my idea is put a flashlight on them, see what happens.
All right, so you hit him. There's a burning. You hear her scream. And the actual part the light's on, you can see clearly.
Okay, cool.
That the most focused part of the beam. It still gets kind of blurry when it gets a little bit out from that.
I'm just holding it up like that. That'll be their turn.
Then it's their turn. They drop their buddy. They say something in maybe Swedish, maybe Norse. You don't know. But where you open the door, Sasha inside the thing can hear it. She's basically saying, "Sorry, sister," as she drops the body and takes off. And kind of runs across the porch. Not silently, but not like not loud and stompy. And is basically trying to, basically runs down the porch and kind of ducks around the corner of Connor's or of Robert's house. Why do I keep trying to make this Connor's house for some reason? So basically, she runs down and then cuts across kind of between his shop and his house. maybe headed to the backyard, to that little wooded area. Maybe just get out of sight of the people doing all the shooting.
But still in sight of Connor.
He is on a roof.
If he's on a roof across and she runs.
Like he said on the neighbor's roof.
Well, I'm thinking across the road.
No, he was on the neighbor's roof with unseen and hiding.
Okay, but on the same side of the road.
Yeah.
All right, call it even or odd to kind of which neighbor you're on, because from one side, yes, from the other side, you wouldn't be able to. Because right now she's between the house and the shed. So even or odd?
I'll say even.
All right, let's roll this 1d10. All right, it's even, so you're on the house where you can still see her.
Okay.
By stepping up over to the edge and looking down.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you going to do?
Well, did she stop trying to hide?
She's still a little blurry, but you saw her as she was stepping around with the light still kind of on her.
Mm-hmm.
So you haven't lost where she's at, even if you can't make out a lot of detail.
Thud. I'm gonna try to just drop on her and attack her from the air.
Okay. Give me a roll.
7.
All right. She's got 2 successes. All right, two defense.
Mm-hmm.
So she hears at the last moment she starts to turn like she hears you whistling through the air, coming down from the roof.
And I'm going to put. So I have 5 to play with.
Mm-hmm.
All 5 are in a grapple.
All right.
Extreme hug.
Hello.
Hug from above. All right. Establish a grapple.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you can only make grapple actions until someone breaks free. The person who initiates the grapple is in control. So you've got a grapple with 5 successes currently.
I do.
Which is how many dice she would have. Oh, no. Grappling would not be her 5 dice pool. That'd be, it's not going to go well for her.
That's hilarious.
Spicy hug.
Requires you to spend successes equal to the number of successes your opponent spent establishing the grapple.
Yep. Which, with exploding dice, she mathematically could roll well enough.
Yeah, in theory.
But all the rest of you have turns before she gets the chance to even do that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you drop down and...
Connor is, hello. I hope you don't mind. We've had a very bad day.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'll just be going.
No, you're not.
All right, one of y'all goes next. Well, actually, there's 3 of you go next. Wait. Of course, Robert.
Sasha?
Of course, I say that
Doesn't
Robert's
sound
inside the
mathematic-
house.
That
No, I
doesn't
guess
sound
you-
mathematically correct.
Do what now?
That doesn't sound mathematically correct because 2 of us have gone.
3 of you have gone.
3 of us have gone.
Oh, I'm
now.
sorry. I had not moved my marker down from when Connor had gone.
Okay.
All right. So, Robert, I assume you were kind of listening when you stepped into the house.
Oh no, he was. He's like,
So, yeah.
I see. Our guests have arrived.
So yeah. So you and Robert and Sasha still need to go.
Sasha's just gonna come around the back because that's where she saw the shape run. Smoochum's tagging along. If she sees the grapple going on, she's not gonna do anything.
You round the corner, and there's a couple there in some sort of embrace in the shadows.
Careless whisper playing in the background on a harmonica.
I could do that.
The only thing ruining the ambiance is that slight smell of like burned flesh and singed hair.
Might be some
You're
urine.
welcome.
Who knows?
She is gonna hold. Well, you can't hold like a action or anything, can you?
Not really in this, I don't believe.
You know what? Screw it. She knows.
We can house rule.
She knows that the elf went around back. She probably saw monkey meteor.
You would have seen. You
Um,
would. Well,
He was
That's up
doing
in-
unwalk
that's
unnoticed.
up in the air. But as you round the corner, one of the shapes you can make out the outline just fine. The other one, it got kind of a blurry thing going on.
Yeah, and she knew he probably got here via mock Jesus and was hiding.
And if
So-
he's got a legend imbued in something, he may have a tail.
Yeah, there's a tail in it
It
whipping
comes and
around.
goes
So
with Connor. So.
Seconds Blaze, and just tells the lady, "Sit down. Stop struggling."
I yield, and she stops struggling in your arms. Connor. I yield.
He'll let her go, but he will have one hand like fisted into her like uniform by the back near her neck,
Okay.
just in case.
Yeah, she doesn't currently have her knives drawn, and she doesn't go for them.
Where are your knives at?
They are on my waist, where they'd be easy to grab with my hands.
These are mine now. Can't be too careful, right?
It's a dangerous world we live in.
It is.
Group text. Everything all right? It got quiet again.
Sasha will answer on the group text. We have her around back. Do we want to take this inside?
Yes. Don't want people to call the cops.
Inside it is. Knocks on the back door like,
Robert comes around with a Cheshire smile. Yes.
Candygram.
Connor holding the the dark elf.
He smiles. I'll get some tea.
Oh, you might want to get the body out of the front yard.
I'm working on it.
They do
Hilarious.
become much more
I'd
visible when they're
appreciate
dead.
that.
Hilarious grabs the body and just kind of like dragging it in because they're not very strong.
Sasha will come back out and help.
Well, these are not very big people, though.
Yeah.
The dudes were 5 feet. This lady is probably that you're dragging now is probably like 4'8" or 4'9".
Fun sized.
Mm.
Okay, so
Fun
yeah,
size,
Sasha
with
helps.
razor blades hidden inside.
Yeah, it's like the most dangerous Halloween candies.
Just
Wow.
like my mom warned me about.
Like
Yeah,
everybody's parents warned them about. There were no reported cases that ever happened. Anyway, okay.
Yep. It's just so they could get more of the candy when they checked it. Oh, that one looked like it had a razor blade in it. I had to dispose of it.
Mm.
Orally.
Sasha helps get the body moved in, doors at least.
Just,
Connor taking a seat in front of the dark elf. So, we got some questions for you.
I imagine that you would.
Yes.
Is there any version of this where I get out alive?
No.
I appreciate the honesty.
However, there is a version where you get your actual funeral rites.
and your friend.
The look on her face is kind of like,
I don't think anyone's funeral rites involved being eaten by a dragon.
Sean at that point kind of smacks her lip.
So yeah, Connor will take a seat and just scritch Shauna behind the ears, probably head and lap.
Sasha's taking a backseat to this one. She's talked to corpses tonight. She doesn't want to talk to actual live interrogations.
Well, if you're going to kill me, just do it then.
No.
It's a bit dishonorable to kill someone that yielded to you, but okay.
Just activating element of the truth.
So, We're aware you were hired by the daughter of Surtur.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
My understanding is that there was some sort of beef between him and, she gestures over to Robert, his father.
There's a beef between Surtur and his father.
And Robert's father.
So you were hired by Surtur's daughter to deal with it.
Correct.
Okay.
The dwarf isn't known to have very many scions or to spawn children very often.
Ah.
He's like, okay.
Have you met this person? Have you met this daughter in person?
We only communicated over the phone.
She have an accent?
I don't really see why I should tell you that if I'm going to die.
Because
She can't
I'm
speak a deliberate lie.
Do what now?
She can obscure the
Cannot
truth, though.
speak No, she can't.
But she can choose not to answer something.
She can choose not to answer, but that's different from saying anything. Like if she says something, she can't lie, omit the truth, or make a misrepresentation of a material fact, and cannot impose a misleading complication.
Well, she's not leaving anything out of the statement she's making.
Okay, just double checking.
The power does not compel her
Sure.
to answer you. So when she sits there and goes, I don't see why I should tell you anything if you're going to kill me. Yeah, she can do that.
Because I would, depending on how much information you give me, be willing to talk to the rest of my friends into letting you live. Or at least making the attempt.
She looks over at Sasha. That one seems pretty dead set on me being dead.
Well, that's because
I came
we've
after her
lo-
friend. I kind of understand, but
Well, and we've lost one of our friends today, too. By machinations of somebody else moving in the shadows.
you see her eyes kind of pass over everybody in the band. Like she's doing a head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thanks for all. Okay.
So,
Just because they're not with us doesn't mean we didn't lose someone of our band. She might not have been our band in power, but she was in our... Sasha's like, word is hard. She was on our side.
I see.
It is increasingly difficult to get people on our to see our side of things sometimes.
So, depending on how much you tell me, I might be able to talk them into letting you go.
I don't know very much. I can answer the question that you asked me earlier. And the way you asked it makes me suspect that that's a fairly important bit of information.
It is, because it may or may not point us to somebody.
That is the only bit of information I have that I'm aware of. Is that enough information to buy my life?
Sending one back with word not to fuck with us anymore seems good enough reason.
Tell you what. If they agree to it, and you give that information, I will bind you under the will of the Shen.
She looks a little leery at this.
Basically, it will be a command that you cannot refuse to never come after us again.
Like the geese that the Celts do.
Effectively, yes.
If
We can take other contracts, just not ones for us.
That is most acceptable. I would even say
Works for me.
reasonable. Yes, this woman had an accent.
Of what kind?
American for sure. I'm not extremely knowledgeable on American accents, But have you ever seen the television show The Dukes of Hazzard?
So a southern
Yes.
accent then.
Yes, I believe that's what it is.
Hilarious.
Georgia is in the South, right? I
Yes.
think that's where they were.
Could you play a clip of our favorite axe wielder?
Sure. Just interview with Dixie in it.
Did she sound like that?
Very much so. The voice was a little muffled, like she was taking whoever it was wearing a scarf or had something over the phone. But not well disguised. That could easily be her. Definitely the exact same sort of accent.
Leaning over to Telarius while this is going on. Are you making sure to record this?
Of course.
I just want to be
That's what
certain.
you take me for.
Just kind of grins at them and like bumps their shoulder.
Okay.
Excuse me, do you have your cellular device on you?
No, we don't take those when we're on the actual missions.
Fair enough. Respectable.
Do you happen to recall? I know it's in this day and age a bit difficult to keep track of phone numbers, but do you happen to recall the phone number that you were contacted from?
Yes, and she rattles off the number.
Polaris will yellow pages or white pages or whatever that.
It's a cell phone number.
Sure.
See, Connor sitting there is very quiet for a moment. His eyes are like a blazing gold color.
Robert will come in there where everybody's at, start setting glasses of tea down. I'm like, no. Again, she's giving us information. This is information we can use.
Yes, it is.
Let's not get irrational.
That's
He's
why
not killing her. He's fate binding her.
Oh, I'm not being irrational. I'm trying to keep my rage in check.
Don't go getting all glowy-eyed. You're stepping in on my territory.
Yes, dear.
Is there anything else that you need from me, or?
Make sure to fate bind her so she can't touch any of our family.
I will. How many more were on your contract? Just the 4 of you?
There was me and my sister. She looks over at the body. And 2 men. I guess you'd say co-workers with. Ah, I see.
So you're the last one of the contract then?
Yes, they hired a team of 4.
Very well. Then he'll lean down, grab her by the chin, force her to look him in the eye. By my command as a Scion of the Shin, you will never come after us, any member of our family, or anyone that has relations to us or works with us ever again. By this oath, I bind you by fate. Will you accept?
I accept.
Do you accept the charges?
And then he's a Shin, so he has to have that business transaction. Very well. Then by accepting this oath of fate, you keep your life. And then he'll let her go and lean back, take some tea, and just shot glass it.
She gets up.
That's like scalding hot!
May I take my sister's body?
Yes.
You may.
She throws it up over her shoulder.
Oh, before you leave, he'll take her
Don't.
knives. You are leaving. You need some self-defense in case they come after you for failing.
Thank you. That's most reasonable. She puts them in her.
If I may ask just a curiosity question, what were they paying you?
Gold.
People still take gold? God.
I can imagine Shauna going, "What?"
She's like, I'm the wrong line of work.
Immediately ears perked up.
And she grows ears, perks ears.
The sad thing is Robert actually kind of starts rambling through the house, like, where did I put it? Where did I put it? He gets what looks like a little wooden box with carvings on them. He opens it, gets 2 coins, and hands it to her. It's not much. Think of it as an apology to your sister. And they're 2 gold coins with
One for
dwarven
each eye.
Oh, thank you. Dwarven maid.
he's like, again, I tried to talk peacefully to your coworkers, but again, I didn't realize there was an assassination on my head. But at least now I know.
And with that, she makes her. Well, she doesn't say goodbye or anything. She just kind of takes her sister's body and
walks
hits the
out.
door.
Yeah, this is awkward. Bye.
He senses that there's beady eyes fixated on him, so he'll before he shuts the box, he'll grab one more. You'll hear it clink, and then you'll hear ting as he flips it back behind him for her to catch.
Snatches it out of the air with her mouth and drops it into her little hands, little wing hands.
Mine.
Ooh, it's shiny.
Give me time, I might be able to get more for you.
Don't enable the dragon.
Oh God. The dragon's glabagoo.
I need to put this in my bed.
Hate that.
After all, even humans hide things in their mattresses.
Robert slowly walks up to the bedroom, locks the door.
All right. While we're
All
dealing
right.
with this, I believe we have some spirits to talk to and some sirens to bind.
Can we leave
we,
this? Go ahead.
he was just going to say, yes, we do have those appointments, don't we?
We do.
Have we heard anything back in regards to talking to Violeta, her driver, and the shooter?
My contact in the police force said that they would talk to the chief to see about getting you in. He hasn't texted yet, though. Or I haven't. He checks his phone to see if he's got the text.
No, you have not gotten one yet.
Okay.
And this late, it'll probably be morning before you get it.
Right. I'll probably hear from him in the morning in some way.
Now,
Do we want to leave?
Y'all talked about meeting the siren. I don't remember y'all making a deal to meet the siren.
We did.
She was bound to get out of town, and she sent you the numbers.
It was she would talk to her sisters,
And then tell us if they were leaving as well.
and then we would meet them. I believe is how it was. I thought we were gonna.
Well, she had said
Meet
she
them
was
trying to get
leaving
info.
regardless, and she would try to talk to her sisters
Okay.
into going with her. And you let it, you'd made it pretty clear that we run into y'all again, ain't no mercy.
Okay, fair enough.
And she had sent back like the phone number that they had been contacted by or whatever that you'd asked for. She had sent that to you, I think, later that night.
Okay.
Hey, Hilarious.
Yes.
You can make it so a number cannot be traced. I'm completely certain of this, correct?
VPNs exist, yes.
Do we want to give this number a phone call?
Yeah.
Just to either further confirm or... I don't know.
Is this something we want to do when they're more likely to be awake? If not.
It's not that late. It's only 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's only 9 or 9:30 by this point.
Then yeah, I'll do that. Check my sheet for something real quick. Ba, 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 ba. Ugh.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was episode.
Yeah. So Hilarious can call the number. They also have a modulator on their phone so that they don't sound like themselves.
Fantastic. We're calling you about your car's extended warranty.
But I'll see if we want to do that now or if we want to wait until next session.
Up to you guys.
You can call unless somebody needs to go, we can take a few minutes for this phone call,
Okay.
and then probably wrap after that.
Okay.
It's a good place to wrap.
Okay, then I will call. Possibly Dixie.
It rings 4 or 5 times, and then somebody answers. Who is this?
Hello.
You hear, who is this?
Ah.
And kind of like the woman described, it sounds a little muffled,
A little muffled. Okay, cool.
but it definitely got that kind of
Ask if
southern
it's the
drawl
son
to it.
of... Ask if it's the son or daughter of
sir.
Yeah.
Daughter of Surtur, right?
Who is asking?
An interested party.
Where did you get this number?
Let's just say I found somebody who was
Working
not
a contract.
working a contract, but not great at it. And so I came to renegotiate it for me.
Did you disable employees of mine so you could take their jobs?
Good way to make money. Take it from other people.
Seems like a good way to get yourself taken care of.
Better people than tried. Do you
You
want
know what
me
their
to do this or
contract
not?
was?
Something about a dwarf. I don't know.
So you don't know who this person is, but you're going to take up this contract.
All the better for me to not know who it is. Gives me that professional veneer between me and them.
You're new at this. Assassins should always know about their targets.
I know where he sleeps. That's enough for me.
Sasha writing out on paper. Ask to arrange a meetup.
Now, I don't necessarily do I don't like to do things over the phone because too many people can like listen in on them. Is there a way we can meet face to face and talk about this? Can be whatever hour. I'll make time for it.
Very well, very well. How familiar are you with Othrys? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Othrys.
Othris?
Othrys, thank you. Which is the,
Across the pond.
yeah, the smaller community across the lake.
Gotcha. Truth be told, I've been very curious about it, but I've never been myself. But if that's where you want to meet, that's where we can meet.
Okay. Are you on a cell phone? You can receive texts.
I could get one. To, make
Sasha
sure
gives Burner number.
possible deniability.
Oh wait, you've got this phone. She's already got the number for this phone. Never mind. She's like, I'll send you the directions on this phone. We can meet there tomorrow night.
Sounds good.
Come alone.
That is amenable.
Very well then. I will see you then. And she just hangs up. And a few seconds later, you get a text.
How early do we show up to stake out the place?
I'll look up what the location is.
And where is it at? What
Othris.
area?
It's across the pond.
Yeah, it's in,
No,
it's
no,
in that smaller town.
I know where it is because that's where Jaden goes to the forest.
Gotcha.
The state.
Well, the town's kind of over on that side. The forest is like way over here. But yes, you definitely skim past it on the main road.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It's the main street to leave.
I had an interesting talk with the Kadama earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Our dear Oracle is probably over there too.
Yeah. Could be a double agent. And, the one double agent.
And I
Looks-
distinctly, using my unique knack from the Kadama, with perfect memory, the player thinks I remember Penelope saying this, but I want you as the storyteller to confirm with the perfect memory knack. Did Penelope specifically mention she was going to ask an oracle about some of what was going on in the city before we left?
I believe she mentioned that she knew an oracle.
Okay.
I believe she specified a local oracle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether she specified local as in the city itself, I do not have a
General area.
Right. And Connor, he'll go, Well, that might potentially be Dixie. And I distinctly remember Penelope mentioning that they know a local oracle. So,
Either they're in on everything, with depends on the oracle.
what I can do is I can send a clone of myself that way, disguised, camouflaged, hiding, and I can use one of my knacks or one of my powers to basically sit there and stake the place out without any need to eat, sleep, or drink. And if somebody spots him, he won't look like me, for one thing. And if someone comes after him, he can just smack himself real quick and vanish before they get up there to him. Well,
I mean, we all agree we're not going to this meeting. We're just trying to figure out who it is, correct?
unless Kim is involved. But what if he's involved? He might get up there before my clone can off himself.
But you still don't know it's you.
Right. But if he hits and then the clone vanishes, I'm pretty much the only buddy in the city that can do that.
That you know of.
Then they know that we know about them.
And you know that they know that you know
That we know that they know that we know.
Well, I mean, if that turns out to be the case, then I can start leveling things. But
Let's try and hold off on the wholesale slaughter, at least for the evening. It's been a long day.
it has been a long day.
Let's get some rest.
Yeah, let's get some pizzas.
Connor will pluck
Go.
a hair out, as I actually legitimately plucked a hair out, and make clone. Have clone use keep a legend imbued to keep himself cloaked. And he'll send his clone out to that address.
Okay.
And when he gets near, he'll find a place to stake out and hide.
Appears to be an old farmhouse.
Old farmhouse.
Yes.
Is there anywhere with good like hiding spots nearby that he can?
There's a tree or two you can get up into.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what
the
he'll
land
do.
is mostly cleared, but there's a few trees around the house.
Okay, he'll disappear up into a tree basically.
Okay.
So effectively, people looking up, he just looked like part of the foliage. Effectively, because it's hard to get any kind of. You don't really know he's there with that spell. Boom.
Ability.
Right, and because Wild's up in the tree, he'll get that bonus to stealth plus his natural specialization to hide.
Okay. Well,
So
currently
he will be-
there's no. You don't see any vehicles. You don't see any lights on.
He's gonna stay that way though.
Oh yeah,
actively
because he can do the
hiding,
vigil. Yeah.
and then he will do the vigil, so he
Alright.
never has to technically move.
So the next morning, y'all get y'all's pizza or whatever.
Mhm.
The next morning, you've got
Netflix.
messages
pizza.
from Connor's got messages from his contact, saying he actually tells you he was having a lot of trouble trying to talk the chief into this, and then just all of a sudden the chief changed his mind. He goes, from a comment he made, I suspect I wasn't the only person asking. I don't know what other contacts you have, but anyway, you've got permission to.
He sends back, I don't have any others. How interesting.
Well, Penelope had said she was going to use her contacts.
Well, yes, but interestingly, the chief was very reticent to accept it until Penelope. used hers.
Maybe she got higher contacts than you do. Who knows?
They're better liked in the city right now.
But anyway, Miss Adele has permission to go in there and speak to the dead.
Is Sasha awake right now? That early in the morning?
We're all in the same spot, right?
Yeah, everyone's like probably. Did we all go to Telarius's and just
Carb crashed.
carb crashed? Netflix still going, asking if we're there. Everyone passed out on sofas.
Sam every now and again just pressing yes for us.
But,
Yeah. Sam is the true MVP of the evening.
But shortly after Blakely hangs up with you, you get a text from Penelope saying she thinks she, got the permission.
Thank you. He'll send back.
Happy to
Sasha.
help. Please just keep us in the loop and whatever you find out.
Will do.
So suspicious.
Connor now activating full bullshit mode.
That's also one of his boons.
It's his way of life.
I think that's one of his purviews. BS.
Purview.
Yeah.
The bullshit purview.
The bullshit purview.
He's
All
a
right,
very
so-
talented liar.
We'll end here with you staking out the farmhouse and having gotten permission to go
Chit chat with corpses.
be the corpse whisperer.
Sarah, did you at least get us a short done?
Yeah, I got a short done.
Okay. I know one of them was talk to the spirits. I was like,
I
trying to-
technically talked to a spirit, so I'm gonna say that covered it.
I mean, fair.
Fair. All right. So anyway, hope y'all had fun. I know I had fun running it. Hope anybody that stopped by to watch or watches this later enjoyed it. Hope you'll be with us next week. Decca, what else have we got coming up on Direbird?
I will say this for Decca. You've got a list!
But I don't, because I'm not on Twitch. I'm on Streamlabs. The Streamlabs don't display that.
You have it on Discord. Anyway,
I'm gonna make him one.
on Wednesdays we have Foul Scala Nights with JT. Thursdays we have a Knight's Ransom with Maddie. Nothing on Fridays. Saturday we have the Stolen Cities with Alex. Sunday we have Varenheim with Trail. Monday, yesterday was the re-debut of the Troubleshooters, and we're back at it, and they're back at it again this Monday. And then we'll be back on Tuesday.
With the
Feeding
world
the dragon. Feeding the dragon
bat
more crazy
time.
things.
Same bat time, same bat channel, more war crimes.
I think they're just regular crimes at this point.
I mean, is there anything in the Geneva Convention about feeding a body to a dragon?
I don't know. The Geneva Convention covers much about what you do with the bodies, particularly. It's more what you do with them when they're alive. Burning them with flashlights, probably flat out.
I think the Geneva Convention, at least if the one in this world would be modified to cover acts of God children.
No
God
use of
kids.
supernatural creatures in war. Oh, okay, well, that's fair then. Anyway, we'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.